So let's start. So two ways to determine how the market move on a typical trading day. You have what they call fundamental analysis. And you have what they call, what's the second one? Technical analysis. I mean, there are two schools of thought here. I am more of a fundamental trader. I don't really believe the whole technical stuff. Like, I believe it, but I don't know how much water it holds in the market, especially because the market is mostly driven by news, which is like fundamentals, but I will still like teach you basic concepts. Now, this is the most important one. So when you are trading and suddenly see what happened to him just drop or go up, it's basically fundamental analysis. Something happens, like the news, there's a new report, and the market just shakes and scatters. So if you look at your platform, you will see that sometimes you just get a very long candlestick, like abnormally longer than every other candlestick you can see. And most of the times, these candlesticks are driven by a fundamental action. So look at this. Look at how long this is. I don't know what news this was for me. Let me see your screen. Yeah, but I mean, it's quite ugly. Make it one screen. Then we go. Look for Euro USD and expand it. Make it one screen. Look for it by the sidebar and then click on Open Platform. So I mean, every single day you have a raft of news coming out across the whole world, economic news, company news, and this can drive the markets. That is basically what fundamental analysis is. Technical analysis are things like assessing the market via past data to see what it will do in the future. So you see things like moving averages, Fibonacci, and even like patterns within the candlesticks. If you read go to babypips.com, but I'll give as part of your assignment, and read up on technical analysis. It's much deeper than fundamental. So I mean, you'd have to read, and then nobody really asks you interview questions and start asking you what is XYZ candle, what is M&A, moving average. It's something you just learn for your personal stuff. Fundamentals are a bit more important because, I mean, it happens daily. So I'll give an example. Last Friday, there was, 2 Fridays ago, there was something called NFP. NFP is non-farm payroll. So it's the total sum of jobs that was created in the US except farm jobs in a particular month. And then that number affects the market very violently because, I mean, it's an indicator of the US health, US economic health. So for example, if the US created 150,000 jobs in May, and then in June, it created only 100,000 jobs. What does that say about the economy? It's a bit weaker, right? So they didn't create more jobs. And what happens to the dollar? So if you're trading Euro USD, and the forecast for NFP, which I say forecast, I just forecast is 50-50. If forecast for NFP was 150K, and then by 1:30 last Friday came out at 100K, and you were in the Euro USD long, what do you think will happen to Euro USD? If the news came out bad. So because remember that currencies are in pairs. If you're trading this chart and good news comes out for the US, does it go up or down? Does it go up or down? If good news comes out for the US. So remember that because this, so it's like, let me make it easier for you. NGN USD equals to 160. No, it's the other way around actually. It's USD NGN. USD NGN is equals to 360 naira. Have you? So what does this mean?
1 USD to 1 naira. $1 is equivalent to 360.
This is what this means, right?
Yeah.
So when I put 1.15, what does this mean? Exactly. So this is just basically the bigger currency here over this is equals to this. So 1 euro will fetch $1, 15 cents. $1 US will fetch 360 naira. Simple. So if you look at it in this context, if you always remember this, you probably always remember how to know where to go. So if I forget about the question I asked here, if the dollar came out strong on Friday and the NFP was good, so it was a forecast of 150, but they came out at 180k, what would have happened to this? So it go up like, it will go where? It will go where? Of course, because so remember that it's a zero-sum game for currency pairs. As one gets stronger, the other gets weaker. So it's not in isolation like normal like stocks. So let me ask again. If the forecast was 150k and it came out at 180k, what will happen? What will appreciate? So this will come to something like say 364 or 365. What happened to the naira? Became weaker. So as a currency pair, your fortunes are tied to another country. So in this case, if US news came out and it was very good, the US should appreciate. And do you know why that happens?
Because of the demand.
Exactly. So because if the US economy is stronger, it means more people are trying to get in. So for example, for you to buy US assets, either equity or bonds, you're going to buy it in naira. So if the economy is good and market makers or traders want to get in quickly, what do? They have to buy the dollar first before they can buy the T-bills or the equity. Do you understand the concept? For every time you want to buy a US asset, you need dollars. But you're in Nigeria, you have naira. So anytime there's good news, you quickly go and bid for the US dollars so you can buy. Okay, so if you get this concept, so let me flip. Nigerian news, inflation fell down from 13 to 10%, which is good news. The US had no news throughout that day, so it was flat. What would have happened to this? To like what?
355.
So if you had a trading chart now, what will happen? So the USD will get weaker, and US is the base currency on this side. So for this one to get stronger, it goes. If this gets weaker, it goes. So always look at this, the first handle. It helps you determine where the chart should go. Do you understand? So always have this in mind whenever you're thinking through it. It helps you get it faster. Now let's go back to the euro. So in this case now, it was 1.15. Then they announced that the euro has slipped into recession. What happened? But what will happen on the chart? Are we on the same page? No, the euro goes into recession. So the EU goes into recession. What happens to this? You don't understand? Hold on. What don't you understand? Yeah. So look at this pair. Euro USD 1.15. 10 o'clock on Monday morning, they announced that the EU has gone into recession. What happens to this pair? Why does it go down? Exactly. So the euro is now weaker. So people are going to try to get out of the euro quickly and put in the dollar. So this will go down to, let's say, 1.13. Do you get my point? Let me flip it. Monday morning you wake up and then Donald Trump is dead. Or something happens, yeah. Something something shakes the US economy. Okay, there was an attack on the US. Exactly. So there's a flight. Although this is a bit complex, there's something called the flight to safety, which is like when you attack the US dollar gets stronger. Because if the whole world collapses now, who are you betting to stay alive or to come out faster? So that's a bit on both sides. So if you attack the US now, or there's global wahala, the US dollar and the Japanese yen gets very stronger. They are called safety currencies. If every other team fails, will you put your money in naira? Nah. So people put their money mostly in Japanese yen, the US dollar, and gold when there's wahala. So if 9/11, for example, the dollar first of all depreciated and massively appreciated. Because even though you're attacking the US, if the whole world collapsed now, who will you bet will come out with the currency intact? So gold, US, Japanese yen. That said, so if you're a trader and you go to work in the morning, your day is filled with, you can see the markets. If you want to see how noisy the market is, open the 15-minute chart. So this platform is very easy to play with. So if you click on so this shows you 1 hour views. So you have time frames on your chart, and you can play with the time frame. So if you want to see a very noisy time frame, you want to see what's happening every 15 minutes, up and down, it's usually very noisy, but you have a 15-minute chart. If you want to have like a longer term view, it's better to use daily chart, because I mean, it means during the day it has gone up, down, but then it gives you what happened throughout the day. It gives you, you can pick your trend faster that way. 15 minutes is a lot of noise, but it also shows you what's happening instantly. So your day is filled with like 15-minute charts. You come to work, first of all, they're like, so you track all the news that happen throughout the day using all these economic platforms. So FX Pro, Forex Factory, CNN, Bloomberg. They will give you a list of all the possible news that will happen that day. They will even go ahead and give you forecasts. So research analysts from across all investment banks on the street will say, they come up with their own forecast. So job news, some people will say, oh, they'll add 110K job this month. They have their ways of finding out. Goldman Sachs will say it will be 120K. GT Bank will say 130K. I mean, so there will be a lot of forecasts, then they'll find the average. So the average will now be, say, forecast for US jobs is equal to 120K. Last month was 100K. Then we'll now be waiting for the actual. They will announce the time when the actual will be announced. So let's say 1:30 p.m. So nothing actually takes you by surprise, except when the central bank governor just opens his mouth to say anything. Everything is programmed. The market, so they've done it in such a way that you hardly get surprised. You know that I'm waiting for 1:30 because they're going to announce GDP report for the US economy. It's not like Nigeria where someone just announce it, but you can just announce it by himself. Everything is planned, because if you don't plan it well, it moves the market. So typically, if they're going to announce GDP by 1:30, for example, some traders will leave the market totally. They will shut their positions or hedge, wait for the news to come out, digest it before they get in the market. Some traders will just go with the forecast like him and like, well, since there's the forecast and the forecast says 120, I am going 120. It's a positive news, I'm going long. If the news comes out and it's 90, it goes the other way around. So it depends on your trading appetite. I mean, some people, I would stay in the market, but my risk will be very low. I would use a very tiny lot size. Some people will stay in the market and act like there's no difference. I mean, I know, I'm sure. I'll go with Goldman Sachs forecast, it's probably going to be right, and then if it's wrong, you lose a share. So you come to work in the morning, and then the market is going to move. Be rest assured, the market will move like up, down, like all day. It's your job to find how to make money within the chaos. So let's say you come to work on Monday morning. Let me use Euro USD. Let me pick what happened exactly what happened on Friday. 1 hour. That's why you know that hard. It's cold? It's actually very hot. Who else is feeling cold?
It's hot,
Who's feeling cold? Okay. So while my stuff is loading, so looking at your platform, let's play around your platform before we now get to how to use it. Do you know how to buy? Look at that platform. Look for where there's new order. It's loading. Internet. It's loading. Let's give it a bit to load. So click on new order. The menu is stuck earlier, but you can actually go to the security itself and then right click. So new order. When you go to new order, at the top you would see a lot of securities. But let's say you're buying Euro USD. Look for it, it's all on top. So it's actually easy to locate. New order. Yeah. Obviously the market is closed now, so even if you placed a new order. 1 second. Okay, just let me increase on. England has scored. Who scored? Who scored for that? You wouldn't know. Okay, so click on new order and then adjust your lot size. So the way it works is on that are you that cold? Okay, I'll switch it off. You guys know this is in your class. Was that a joke? How many of you went private school? What school did you go to? Huh?
everything.
But university. What school did you go to? How many people in private universities? Eh? What school did you go to? Do you have AC in your class?
Oh, we have AC in our class too.
What school?
Unilag. Faculty of Arts.
That's nice. That's fun.
That's the point.
So go to new order. So let me show you how you pick your lot size. If you are using a 1 to 100 leverage, when you see 0.1, it means you are spending. Are you guys listening? I won't go back. So when you pick, when you're filling your form, most of you picked 1 to 100 leverage, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it means that when you're trading, 1 pip, which I'll explain what it means, represents what? $1 per pip. So $1 per pip move. I understand what the pip means now. So you can see this. You can see this stuff I wrote here. So Euro USD 1.1613. 13. If this thing goes to 1.1614, that's a pip. So now a pip, so if it moves from 1.16 to 1.1614, it has moved 1 pip. If it moves to 1.1615, so you always look at the last number. So an increment of 1 at the last number is 1 pip. Now depending on how much, so now you understand how we lost money. So now depending on how much you're willing to spend per pip, either win or lose. So if you entered 0.1 as your lot size, so go to new order. There's a volume. I'm coming. So look at your volumes. Click on your volume. So if you picked, so they don't have 0.1 here, but you can go inside and type it in yourself. So type 0.1 by yourself. 0.1 exactly. So that's your volume size. New order. Go to volume. So if you mistakenly picked, what did you pick? 2.7. Oh, you're doing 0.7. So you're doing $7 a pip. Can you see? So what that means is, you know how fast I said the market moves. Now let's say you enter the market at 1.163, and then there was a bad news suddenly, and this thing went from 1.1613 to 1.1673. How many pips has it moved? 60 pips.
Yeah.
Times $7 a pip. That's what it was doing. So you could have lost you lost $420, and this thing could have happened in less than 40 seconds. He would have lost $420. Let me give you guys context. Times 360 naira. How much did you lose? So you would have lost about 150k in less than 40 seconds. And that's not what he lost. He actually lost 5k. How long did it take to lose the entire 5k? A week. So do you get? So that's why you have to always watch your lot size. And your lot size now depends on what? The total amount of money you have to spend. So that's why what happened to Kweku. I mean, he was trading billions, so he was allowed to make bets in millions, but he overdid it. And I'll explain how. Now, if my account was 10k, what's the maximum I said you are willing to risk per trade? 2 to 5%, depending on your risk appetite. In fact, I will use his own account as an example, actually. So let's just be straight. It was 5k, Abi, initially. So let's count 5k, so I can use him as an example. So you have 5k in your account. And remember, the market will always be there. That money you don't make today, you make it tomorrow. There's no point trying to make, unless you're trying to buy a Benz now, you're trying to use the money for your wife's wedding now. There's no need to rushing to make the money. The market will always exist. It's been existing for centuries. It's not dead. So as long as you're not rushing to get everything today, you will make money. But you need to be able to tame yourself, because it's easy to be greedy. I mean, the market is just like, you can sit down and make $5k today. You know it's very risky, but you can do it, right? Make $5k, that's 1.5 million. Take all your friends out and dash them plenty money. But you have to know that you have to make that $5k over time. Stretch yourself. That way, the market can't bite you. So the same way you can make 5K, it's the same way you can lose 5K the same day. If you think about it that way, it's like a football coach always playing defense. It's actually a smart move. If he plays defense first before he attacks, he knows he can't concede as much goals. But imagine someone like stupid Wenger who just attacks all the time and he doesn't consider what happens at the back. So the same way you could quickly score 4 goals, is the same way you can quickly concede 4 goals. That won't happen to Mourinho. So think about it, you always have to think about the money in your account, because I mean, once you put everything out, then you can lose everything. Do you understand? So in this case, now you had 5K. What should have been the total amount you should stake on one trade? No. Do the math. What is 2%? Let's even say we wanted to use 2%. What's 2%? No, that's not 2%. What's 2% of 5K?
100.
So 1% is 50. So the max he should have been willing to lose on the entire 5K in order for him to stay alive and trade forever is what? 100. Let's even say he was being aggressive, like he was a super aggressive person, and he was willing to risk 5% of his trade. So risking 5% means that you are betting that I can trade 20 times with this money. 5%, no, 5% in 100 is 20 times. Do you understand how I got that?
Yeah.
If you risk 5% of your trade and you lose this 5% every single time you trade, you have in 20 times you wipe the account. What are the odds that if you're an average trader, you can take 20 different positions in over 20 days and you lose on every single one of them? So that's the idea. You have to give yourself a fighting chance. So let's say he did 5%. How much is he willing to lose? Okay. So here we are, $250. So the way it works is he wakes up in the morning, I'm willing to lose $250, and he says to himself, I'm going to trade the $250 and I'll go home. What's the worst case scenario? I'll come back and my account balance will be 4,750. Because I would have set a what? Stop loss. That should be the ideal mindset. Simple. That I wake up in the morning, I'm going to work, or I'm going to trade today. If I come back, I could be on 4,750, or I could have made money. Simple. So now, if his entire loss position should be 250, and he was going to trade Euro USD, what should have been his volume size? If he's willing to lose 250, and then he wanted to trade the Euro USD at 1.1613, what should have been his volume size? Why did you pick 0.5? No, that's too small now. So then, okay, so I have to now dial back and teach you the concept of setting stop losses. So it's actually not that technical. Once you get the basics, it becomes very easy. And it's very sweet when you're trading anyway, so you get used to it fast. So this is where you enter the market. I've always advocated a ratio 2:1 as stop loss versus take profit. Do you know what take profit means? So the same way you set the stop loss, it's the same way you tell your platform that when it gets to a certain amount, take me out of the market, I've made enough money, I'm done for the day. Now you can calculate that take profit using different mechanisms. So for example, there's something they call ATR. It's called average trading range. For the Euro USD, which is like the most liquid security in the world, the max it trades averagely in a day is between 100 to 150 pips. It means that come sunshine, the market moves up and down. Most times the range is never more than 100 to 150 pips. In fact, over the last 1 year, it's mostly been 100 pips. Meaning that on a good day when the market is going to swing anywhere because one news pushes in a particular direction, if you start at 1.1613, the max usually goes to is what? Exactly. The max usually moves is 100 pips in either direction. So if I wake up on a Monday morning and I set the market at 1.1613, I can bet that, I mean, most times the max to go is 1.1713 or 1.1513. So now that you know that, you're now thinking, okay, you've done all your analysis for the day, you've read your research report, it looks like, oh, the US is going into recession, it looks like a good day to go long the euro. You've done all your market reports. So now you want to enter the trade. What should happen is, you should find the volume. So you look at how, first of all, so you want to enter a trade, you look at your account, your balance, you've done your 5% calculation because you want to hammer today, so you're willing to lose 250. If you're willing to lose 250, how much should you be willing to make? Because I said you should always have, so you're in the market to make money, right? Even though you're playing defensive, so you know that I'm willing to lose 250. But for every time I take 250, how much should I make? It depends on different people. Some people say times 2. Some people, for some people, this is 3:1. For someone like him, it's 1,000:1. Do you get? So you have to always balance it. So the idea is, I'm risking capital to go to the market. I can't do 1-to-1 because what does that mean? It means, well, I can lose 250, but I can also make 250. So just wasted your time. You shouldn't have even traded. Because I mean, if you kept the 250 in your pocket, since that's all you can make, then don't trade. So the idea is that you should be able to make some money over what you could possibly lose. So you're putting 250 in the market, you're trying to make times 2, times 3, times 1,000, depending on who it is. But ideally, people will say do 2:1. But I will teach all scenarios. I'll probably teach 2:1, 3:1, and 4:1. So now, you wake up in the morning, research complete, $5,000 in the account. Today is a good day because all your research points to the fact that the euro is going to go up today. And you're just so sure about it. So $250 you want to risk. And then you want to do 2:1. How much are you planning to make? Okay. So you're willing to lose 250, you're willing to make $500 if everything goes well. Okay. And then you have $5,000 in your account. So now you open your new order, you get your volume size. How do you determine? So I've told you that the average movement it is, let's say 100 pips. And let's say you're assuming that you are entering at the right time. What should be your volume size? What volume size will capture? You want to make $500. $500 is equal to 100 pips. So what's your volume size? Exactly. So 500 divided by 100 is what? $5. What does $5 represent on the platform? Do you guys understand this? Or you want to start all over again? Okay. Go back to your platform. Open volumes. Let me explain what those volumes mean one by one. Have you opened volumes? What's the first number you see? 0.01 is equals to what in dollars? Do you understand? So when you see 0.01 on the platform, it just means 10 cents. When you see 0.1 on the platform, what does it mean? $1. Yeah, 100 cents. $1. When you see 1 on the platform, what does it mean? When you see 10 on the platform, what does it mean? Per pip. Do you understand that now? Just remember that 0.01 is equals to what? 10 cents. That's the base. On every platform, it starts from 10 cents. But they don't put it in cents, they put it in decimals. Do you understand? So 0.01, which is the first thing you see in every platform, shows you 10 cents. Okay? Now, having explained that, you potentially only make $500 today. And you feel like you can take 100 pips today comfortably because the market today is a good day. What volume size should you pick? Today is a good day. You feel you can capture 100 full pips. You want that 100 full pips to be equal to the $500 you potentially want to make because you're already risking 250. What should be your volume size you're going to trade? Exactly. So all you want here is you want long and short. You want $500 to be equal to 100 pips. Abi? If for $500 to be equal to 100 pips, 1 pip should be equal to what? $5. What is $5 on your platform? Do you all understand? Is there anyone who doesn't understand? I will explain again. You don't understand? Good. Your account size is what? 5K. You want to gamble 5% of the account, throw it away today, possibly, or make money. If you want to make money, you want to make times 2 at least because you are risking 250. You shouldn't be making 250 back, otherwise there was no point trading. If you are willing to lose 250, you must be willing to make more than 250. could have been 500, it could have been 750, it could have been 1K, whatever. But let's assume you're going to make 2 to 1. Because remember I told you that when you're trading, you're only supposed to be right 4 or 5 times out of 10 for you to make money. Because remember that every single time you make money, if you actually did make 2 to 1, if you lost money 5 times, your account will still be up. So if you're losing 255 times, but you made 505 times, net you're what? Positive. In fact, if you made money 3.5 times and lost money 6.5 times, you'll still be positive. Because every time you make money, every time you lose money, you lose the base. Do you understand? So now you wake up in the morning, you're willing to lose 250. You're willing to make 500. You've looked at the market very well. It's a security that usually does between 100 and 150 pips. But you're not even greedy. You want to capture just 100 out of the 150 pips today. You feel like as long as you are right, the market will go up. If it goes up, it will move at least between 100 and 150. But you just set yourself to lower limits, 100. If all you want is 100 pips, and 100 pips, you want to make it equal to, because you're gambling 250, it means that you want to make at least 500. What should be your? So what volumes should you use? Exactly. So all you need to do is you're trying to make $500 equals to 100 pips. 500 divided by 100 is what? That's $5. But on your platform, it's not written in dollars. It's in points. So how many points equals to $5 on your platform? 0.5, exactly. So when you now drop down that volume, you pick up Euro USD, volume size, you impute, you can type it in by yourself, you don't have to drop down. Volume size, you impute what? 0.5. What next can you see on that new other platform? Exactly. So now it's time to set a stop loss. Never, ever, ever trade without a stop loss. You will go to jail. Simple. Yeah, exactly. You didn't put a stop loss. Yeah, that was another quick. Exactly. Is that code? So never ever leave a position open. The peace of mind you have is that. So there's a saying that says the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. It's not the market. So this thing I said does 100, 150 pips a day. It could do 1,000 today and nothing will happen. The average range is 100. But if in days doing on Brexit, this thing did 5,000 pips in less than 2 minutes. There's no how fast you can be that you want to click stop on your computer. Your internet will spot. The provider will even listen to you. So you need a stop loss always. It's on a rational day, it does 100 to 150 pips. But the day the EU was going to split up, it did like 5,000 pips in like, you didn't even see it, you just saw one long candle. Because everybody just dumped the moment the news came out. At the same time, billions of dollars. You can't fight such a market. So never ever trade naked, like it's just stupidity. It means it's just like you just woke up in the morning and you want to light fire and dollars. You just want to give away your money. Because there will be rational calm days where it will be going up gently as we predicted, but there will be a day when they just announce that Donald Trump has been shot dead. You didn't see the news coming. The only thing you can protect is your risk. The market is mad. The only thing you have control over is how much you're willing to lose. It's the only thing. You can make the smartest decision today. And it was the smartest decision by 8 a.m. Then by 12, they shot the CBN governor dead. Could you have predicted that? The only thing you can control is what? The $250 you're willing to lose. Simple. So because of that, you need to always have a stop loss. I mean, if you don't want to have a take profit, that's your business. You want to leave it open so it will go up, you make money, then you lose it back. That's your business. But you have to protect your lower limits. So let me explain how you calculate that now. Let's say this. Can you all see this? This line. Oh, shucks. Suleiman. The video is off, I think.
No, it's okay.
Oh, yes, all right, fine. Okay. 3-0. Who scored? Chuka.
This guy has scored. Okay. Kane has scored. Lingard has scored.
Okay, so look it up. Eh? Guys, I'm not using the projector yet. So I'm not using it. I'm not even sure I'm using it. Take it off. Okay. Okay, so we'll go. Can you see this line?
Yes.
One class. Can you see this line? That's where the market is now. So it's on 1.1613. Let's say 73 to make it easy to calculate. This is actually very easy. You can do it. Your computer can do it automatically for you, but it's best to understand how to do it manually, so that if you get the wrong number, you know how to correct it quickly. Okay. So I need. Who's called?
These people should go. They shouldn't bother.
Let me see the girl.
Oh. Look at that.
Is rhyming that's called. Oh, stop. So yeah, market is trading at 1.1673. Wake up in the morning, ready to lose 250. Forget about the TP. Now use it. Ideally, you should even use the stop loss to calculate your volume size, not your take profits. So you get an idea of how much you're willing to lose. Then you can expand, reduce. I'll show you how to do that now. So same analogy. 250 you're willing to lose, and the market moves 100 pips in a day. You are willing to do 2 to 1, meaning that how many pips are you willing to lose? If you are willing to make 100 pips, how many pips are you willing to lose?
50.
Who said 50 to 100? 50 to 100 a bit. Stop loss. Now you have to remember this, because some markets are very volatile, meaning that even though they want to go up finally, you would first of all go up and down, up and down, up and down. You have to leave enough space for that madness. If you look at a 15 minutes candle, you see it's up, down, up, down, up, down, before it finally goes up or finally goes down. So if you've been trading in markets for a while, you understand the nuances. In this case, the Euro USD 50 pips is good enough. So you're leaving space at the bottom for you to be playing around without hitting your stop loss. Even though you know it's going to go up finally, but you know initially when you wake up in the morning, it's a tussle. People are buying, people are selling based on different research. So pension fund comes and says, I think Euro will go down because X, Y, Z, blah, 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 so they're shorting. Apple is moving gadgets to Europe, they need euros, they're buying. So it goes back and forth initially until there's a massive news and that pushes it in the direction you thought it was going to go all day. But you don't want to get taken out when you're still doing those volatility. Otherwise, when it finally goes up, you'll have been out of the market. So your stop loss has to be adequate. So you can't use a 10 pip stop loss, it's too tight. If you take it off and you still go the direction you predicted, so why did you waste your money? So you're going to ask yourself. Yeah, but then for the job you're going to do as an investment bank, you can't be a swing trader or a scalper. It's mostly long term. I mean, that's for people that try to make quick $10, $15. I'm teaching you based on what you would be if you become a trader in an investment bank. You can't be scalping to 2 minutes. Last time with billions of dollars. Last time you doing that. You just be paying broker spread. So what was I? Obviously, so yeah, you have to leave enough space. So for Euro USD, 50 is almost always enough. So yeah, what you're saying is, if you enter at this level, I will explain, and this is 50 pips, you're willing to allow it go up and down without touching this thing before it finally goes up because you're going long. If you made it very tight like 10, it will have taken you out of the market. So by the time it goes up, you're not in the market again, you're already taking your loss. Because once you hit your stop loss, it takes you out of the market totally. So you have to leave enough space for you to play around without hitting your stops. And this is the bet. As long as he played around, but he finally came to hit your stop loss, it means it was a bad trade. You made the wrong. You say half the time that I've seen days where, let me tell you what happened to me last week. Funny. Stop loss at 50. This thing came to 51. That's hit my stop loss, and at exactly 51, like I think they were watching me. Went back up. So I lost money, and I was like, so if only I set it at what? 52.
Sorry. Can you set
No. Yeah, you can take multi. Oh, 2 stop losses, up and down. No, you can.
buy and sell?
What are you doing? You're going to buy. You're going to sell the same security at the same lot size. You have to be sure of one, because let's say you're doing it because you want to hedge. You have to be very sure of one, because the one with lower volume is one you're not sure of. The one with higher volume is one you're sure of. So even if you lose one with lower volume and you took the opposite direction, you make money. But you have to be sure of one. And if you are sure of one, there's no point in doing that. Just put your money where the one you're sure of and put the stop loss. So there are times, and this is what discourages people from using stop loss. Things like this will shatter your emotions. Because I'm like, oh, wow, if I didn't leave a stop loss, Shibu would have gone there and gone back up. Well, if you didn't leave a stop loss, you could have gone. You could have kept going down. You can't predict the market. So best you're out of the market in peace. Take your L, take your 250 loss and walk away.
But if you're watching the market,
You should never shift a stop loss.
you should have done
Another trade. I may have a policeman trade until a day after something hits my stop loss. Because you're very rational at that moment. First of all, you're going to chase the market. You're going to quickly try to make that 250 back. It's always even best when you're not looking at it. If you're looking at it, you would want to revenge trade, and that's why you will lose all your money. So because it happened quickly, so let me show you one madness. It took you out at 50. At 50, you are 51. It quickly went up. You quickly look at your computer like, shit. Do you know what you do? You know what the stupid thing revenge causes? You now rush and buy it here at 1.17 something. Guess what happens? It will fall again. It's almost like they're watching you, and no one is actually watching you. But if you're not there and you take some stop loss and you come back in the evening and you stop loss, you sleep over it. The next morning you read your research again and make an informed decision. This thing is hard. It's easier said than done. I mean, even it affects me. That's why I prefer not. I have my day job, so I just do my work and then not look at it till like maybe I'm about to close at 4 or 5. I would have taken the loss, or I'll come and have made some money. If you're looking at it, you are tempted to like chase the market. So it has hit your stop. It has gone up. You now rush and enter from here, and to go up like 10 pips, then fall down below again. Or another madness. So if it's your stop loss, to have gone lower. Shit, you know you're buying before, you now quickly sell. So you can make money as going now. Then you sell to go back up again. And then you're negative. So it's best to budget the fact that I can lose $250 a day every single day for a month and I will not go out of pocket. As against you have to do it 3-4 times a day. Because that's what will happen. If you chase a market like this, and this thing would have happened to you as early as 9 o'clock in the morning, you'll now be asking yourself, what am I going to do all day? If you're not looking at it, you won't even know it has taken you out. What am I going to do all day? You now quickly try to do the opposite. You lose another one again. Like, but it's just 12, how will I do all day? You enter another one again. And you can actually make losses like that before you know you're out of pocket. Do you get? Okay. So let me go back to explain how to set the stop loss. Can you get the dust from the tech club now?
What about like doing like in trading, like opening like 4 or 5 positions on that particular point, like for increasing the stop losses for each?
What's your aim? What are you trying to achieve?
So that you reduce the volume, the size, so that it will.
So some people, so you can enter into a market gradually. So if you are sure of your research, sometimes you don't enter with the entire 0.5 lot. You're putting your leg in the pool gently. So instead of starting from 0.5, you have enough money. Your balance allows you to do 0.5, but you start with 0.1. Set the stop. See where the market goes. Then do another 0.2 at a higher price. Obviously, if you have done 0.1, if you have done the full 0.5, you have made more money. But because you're being careful. So I mean, some people do that position graduation where you want to do 0.5, but you start from 0.1 around 8. So what is doing at 10? If at 10 is still positive, you enter with under 0.2. But then you're not entering at 1.1613 anymore because I've moved to like 1. So you've lost 20 pips because you're uncertain. Thank you. You've lost 20 pips because you're uncertain. So you do it gradually. Sorry, people do that. You do it gradually until they get to 0.5. So do 0.1, 0.02, 0.3 until everything adds up to 0.5. It depends on you actually. That's your personal trading philosophy. Do you get? So now, 1.1 173. 5K in the account, willing to lose 250. We'll determine that you get 0.5. So how many pips is my stop loss? If I'm willing to make 100 pips, how many pips is my stop loss? 50. Do you understand how? 2 to 1, I told you now. So what should my stop loss be? What's my take profit?
127.
Well, that's simple. You've just taken a trade. So this way, market now opens. Suddenly, are you long or short? Let's say you're long in this case, Abi.
Yeah.
You're long in this case, right?
Yeah.
So you're what? Exactly. So you're long. So it's Euro USD, and this will apply to other markets. So I'll explain those other ones. So you're Euro USD. What are you doing in this case? You're buying the what? And selling the what? Good. That's the perfect way. But reverse it. This is because this is a double. It's a currency. So let's say this was Apple stock. Let me just replace this thing with actual numbers. So Apple stock, let's say 350 plus 63. Same calculation we did. Apple stock, where should your stop loss be? So because it's not, so a pip is typically the last 2 digits of the 4 digits. But there are some currency pairs like stocks, Japanese yen, that they have only 2 decimal points. Still the same concept. Don't miss it. In this case, when this moves from 3 to 4, that is 1 pip. So just always imagine there's a decimal point. Anything after that, the last 2 digits is what moves. So the last digit is 1 pip. This is the, you get my point? So if it's 4, if it's 1.1173, you're looking at this. But if it's just 2 decimals, just take only that. So in this case now, stop loss of 50, where will it go to? Exactly, 350.13. Take profit.
No, this is the 1 point.
What's that?
No, it's 100. That's
What is this?
That's 100.
That's my stop loss now. That's 50 now. So what's my take profit? Who understands this? Who doesn't understand? Just tell me, I'll explain. I won't laugh at you. Okay. Did you understand the first one? Using the Euro USD. You didn't understand it? Euro USD 1.1173. Stop loss, you're willing to lose how much? $250. You're willing to make, so this is in dollars. But in terms of pips, because you know the Euro USD does like 100 to 150 pips a day, you set yourself that once you get 100 pips, you're fine today. So you say, okay, 100 pips. If you're willing to make 100 pips, how much are you willing to lose? Exactly. 50 pips. So you are saying that you want to make these 50 pips equals to these $250. Exactly. That's 250 divided by 50, right? And they're willing to lose how much per pip? 250 divided by 50 is what? 250 divided by 50 is what? That's 5 now. 250 divided by 50 is 5. Do you understand? So what I've just done is you're willing to lose 50 pips. You're also willing to lose $250. So make your pip equals to $1. So that we can move the trading platform. This is you student theory. You're willing to lose $250 today based on 5% of your total account. But also when you looked at the average range of daily trading, you're willing to, you know that, okay, I could take 100 today. Meaning that for me to take this 100, I could lose like 50. So now you have to make this 50 equal to $. Do you get? So you divide 250 by 50 and get what? $5 per pip. But on a platform, there's no $5 there. It's represented as what? What is the volume size on the platform?
0.5.
Exactly. So that's why you're willing to do 0.5 per pip. So per movement of the last digit. So in this case now, if this is where the market is, at this time, Euro USD, what is my stop loss? What is my stop loss? You. No other person should answer. This is where the market is now, and I'm willing to lose 50 pips. What is my stop loss? Yeah, so do it for me. What's the final answer? Do you understand why I'm supporting 50 from the last two digits? Exactly. So because this thing moves in pips here, just imagine that this entire 73 is 73 pips. For it to set to stop loss, you want to take 50 out of it. So what's my stop loss? It's 1.1123. Meaning that when the market gets here, take me out of the market. I'm done for the day. Anything before that, I'm in the market. So anything before that, I could be losing as high as negative 220, 110, 230. But as long as it doesn't get, by the time it hits this, I'm already on negative 250. I'm done with the market. Offline is off, online is off. So do you understand? Who doesn't get this? Let me explain. Because I mean, you need to get the basics for us to be able to move forward.
I understand the loan capital.
But I explained. So on the platform, you always see, most platforms only start with 0.01. What is 0.01? It's 10 cents. So the platform gives you in decimal. You need to now know what it means in dollars. What is 0.01? It means 10 cents. So what is 0.5? Good. Why is it $5?
Because one pip is $10.
So 0.1, hold on. 0.01 is equals to 10 cents. 0.1 is equals to $1. 0.5 is equals to what? This is the fundamental. Yes, so on your platform, some people call it lot size. But I think all the platforms here call it volumes, right? That's it. That's volumes on top. No? They didn't just write it. But that's the volumes. That's because I'm using a mobile view. Do you guys understand the basics now? Okay, now, so let me reverse all these things. Let's take it to Apple stock. Or Facebook trades at $60, 84 cents. The same analogy. Don't change any of the fundamentals. I want to take a stop loss at 50 pips below. Where should my stop loss be? Do you understand this?
Yes.
So my stop loss should be on 60.34. Where's my take profit? So this basic thing I just touched on now is one of the most, why is also good for your trading? It's one of the most important parts of your stock pitch during your interview. When you give them a stock pitch, put a stop loss and take profit. Use a longer term horizon. I'll explain when we get there. But if I don't remember, just remind me. Use a longer term horizon by like saying like, oh, I'm going to enter the Nike stock now and I'll come out at the end of the World Cup. That's like 2 months. So obviously you can't be using 50 pips, right? So it's much bigger. Then you can now say Nike is now $60. I'll put the stop loss at 58. That's like using almost 200 pips. Put the stop loss at 70. But when you say things like that, it shows that you know what you're talking about. So you're going to trade the stock. You're going to set the stop loss in case, it goes against what you forecast. But if it doesn't go, you put a take profit where you know what, I've made enough money for the fund. We good? Okay. This is the basic concept of trading. So as you know, what makes the market go up or down? It's just demand and supply, right? Based on fundamental analysis or technical analysis. So I would say let me be sure you guys understand this thing. So I'm going to pick another example, and I'm going to start asking you guys questions one by one. Because you guys need to understand the basics so we can move forward. Okay, let's still have some time. You guys kind of understood it a bit faster. I'm listening, go ahead.
The website
the implication or the reason why the lot size, the value is in dollars, is it because that's our currency? Or
That's
because
global.
that's
Well, there are two ways actually. Mine is in pounds, so you can set the currency. So brokers accept like different currencies. I mean, I'm sure the Chinese guys are trading in, and there's a part in Nigeria. There's some brokers that collect naira. My own account is in pounds. So the dollar is like the globally accepted benchmark currency, right? So most traders give you default dollars, and then you can change it to whatever you want to change it to. You understand? If it's pounds, which is a bit even confusing for me till now. So my one pick movement on my own platform is actually in pound, but my mindset is already in dollars. So I just do it in my head in dollars, and then when at the end of the day, I look at what they give me in pounds, and I just cross check.
When we were trying to set you were saying something like we want
I'll get it. It's just this is how much you are willing to borrow to trade in the market. Let me open something that explains it better. What's on my internet again? Hi. What else can you see in that new order that you don't understand? No, leverage is not in the new order. I'll explain that later. That's why you're opening the platform itself.
irrespective of whether you pay euro dollar or Japanese yen to Swedish franc, your lot size is still in
It's
dollars.
fairly constant, yeah. But I mean, that's because you're operating a dollar account, right? So let's run through this with Tinaloa again, using someone else. USD JPY. What does this mean? Where the price is. go. Number 5-0. Who scored? Pause it. Okay. Okay, I got the number I was looking for. USGPY on Friday traded at 109 what? 967. I thought you guys bid and asked already now, so I don't have to say it again. Okay. Who's going to come and explain on the $5,000 account
So, sir,
what they will do?
that 7 will be like, what is it?
I already touched on, I always pick the last two numbers. Who's going to come here? Come and tell me what you will do on the 10th info. Let me change it. Let me make it a bit funky. On the 7250 USD account. Who wants to try? If nobody ready, I'll start calling everybody one by one. Come and make a trade on this. Oh no. So what happened was it was double digit actually. The 7 was it was micro, so it's double digits, not triple.
So that 7, like,
It's just the micro lot the platform uses. It's just like so even on the euro, instead of 4 digits, it shows you. Yeah, it just shows like a tiny it's micro. Ignore that one. This is the last 2 of the main digits, not the one on top. Who wants to come and help? Okay, let me make it easy so you don't use calculator. 10K. Oh yeah, chop. Come on, sir. Who's the next person after him? 2, 3, 4. Let's just see whether you guys understand it. And then by 2:30 we'll move to something else. No, did any girl raise up her hand? No. So the 2 girls will do it by force. The 3 of you. That's what's now. 10K USD. Determine whether you want to buy or sell yourself.
like, and I want to make, for example, today I just want to make $500.
That's not the way to start, right? Oh, so you start with 5% of your account.
Yes, I want to make 500.
Why?
For a trade.
Why do you want to make $500?
Because I want to reach 5%.
Okay.
I want to reach 5%.
That's fine.
So if
You're willing to risk 5% of your account today?
yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
So the example, okay, 5%. Okay. That's, so I'm willing to, okay, the tip I'm willing to use is 0.1. That's
No.
that's for a the lot size. The lot size of the 0.1. That's then $1 per pip.
It doesn't work. So you want to make 500 pips in one day? How you don't have the market?
$500.
Yes, but then if you're using $1 per pip, that's your pip has to correspond with how much you want to make.
Okay.
So you can't trade $1 per. You can't trade $1 per pip, and you want to make 500. The market doesn't do $500 pips in a day now. So this market at the best will do like maybe like 150 range a day.
Okay.
ATR, average trading range.
Okay. So let's say I want to take 100 pips or 50.
No, yeah, 100. Let's say you want to make 100 pips out of this in a day.
100 pips out of this. So okay. So for one pip, I want to make $1. $5, yes. $5.
Do you know how you get $5?
Yes.
What did you do?
$5 times this.
Equals to what?
$500.
Good.
So I'm going to use 5. That's 0.5 lot size. That's volume. And then my stop loss is going to depend on the pip I'm using. So my stop loss will be, okay, I'm trying to use the risk of 3:1. Where's 2:1? So I'm going
No, but this is a valuable lesson. Let me see whether you know what you're doing or you're going to make a mistake. So go ahead.
So I'm going to have, okay, I want to make 100 pips and I'm willing to, so divided by 4, I'm willing to 25 pips. I'm willing to lose 25 pips. So I'm going to minus 25.
So you scattered everything. Stop. No, I'll explain to you why you made a mistake. Okay. I like the fact that you attempted to use 4-1.
Okay.
But look at it this way. If he's going to trade $5 per pip and he's only willing to lose 25 pips, how much is he willing to lose? 25 times 5 is what? You get up to 500?
I'm willing to gain $500.
Okay.
Is what I want to earn
No.
from the market.
No, so when you are calculating your risk at the beginning of the day, you're not calculating how much you're willing to gain.
Okay.
You're like, I say you should always learn to play defensive first. Secure your post first. How much out of your account are you willing to throw away today? Not how much are you trying to make. It's after you determine how much you're willing to throw away, you now multiply that and find out that, okay, this is what I'm willing to risk.
Okay.
How much am I willing to make? So start all over again.
Alright. Okay. So
10K USD.
So I'm willing to take 100 pips from this method and I'm willing to use, so I'll first play defensive and then try to know how much I want to get from this market. So I'm saying, okay, I want to lose 1K.
You can't lose 1K, that's 10% of your account. So I've told you that.
2%, that's 10%.
Always stay within
Okay.
3 to 5% of your account as a possible risk for the day. How can you want to lose 1K out of 10K? What is left?
I'm willing to lose 3%, or let's say 2%. That's, let's say...
Go 5% for easier clarity.
Okay. I'm willing to use 5%, that's $500. So, I want to get 100 pips. That means, and I want to take the 4:1. So, if to use this, I'm going to lose 25 pips.
Okay.
25 pips. So, let's see. Okay. So if I'm going to get this, so I'm going to get that's 25 pips. What would be my
Lot-
lot size?
Mhm.
My lot size would be okay. I want to get for 25 pips. How will I? Okay, per pips. I want to get how many? Okay, 500. Okay. 500 divided by 25. That's the amount of
That's $20 per pip.
$20 per piece. So I'm going to get.
So you've made your trade very, very extremely. So you're willing to
$20.
109.96.
Okay.
You're willing to take a 25 pip movement
Yeah.
and gamble $20 on it per pip
Yeah.
without even giving your trade enough breathing space. So 25 pip is too tight. And advice you start from everything from 40 and above. Because the idea is that look at how much you're willing to spend per pip. Yet your stop is so tight. It means that you can hit your spot now. You can. Who has seen a market move live before? Have you seen it? Come. What's wrong? Hello, good morning. Yeah, how are you? So today is Sunday. I'm in Ibadan. Good to see my family. What's that? I thought I was going to, but I had to go back to Ibadan. Yeah. No, take care. Okay.
So I should use a different.
So you start with 2 to 1. So that after you, I'll now explain other options.
Okay.
That way it's easier.
Okay. If I use 2 to 1, so I'm going to gain.
Or since you want to think harder, if you want to use the 4 to 1, let me just explain how you do it.
Okay.
Make sure that first of all, don't use 25 pips. It's too tight. Use 50 pips.
Okay.
Calculate how much you're willing to lose, and then multiply by 4 by how much you're willing to gain.
I should use 50 pips to lose.
As your stop loss, yes.
To lose 50 pips to lose. So I'm not.
So how much are you trying to lose in actual cash out of $10,000?
I'm trying to lose.
At the max 500 exactly.
I'm trying to
So-
lose $500, and I'm willing to.
And the 500
50 pips.
because, okay. So if you're willing to lose 50 pips on the 4 to 1 trade, how many pips are you trying to make?
I'm trying to make that 200 pips.
Okay, that means you probably keep the trade for more than 1 day. Maybe like from today to tomorrow. Okay, fine. So now, go ahead.
So it's where I'll place my
Stop loss.
stop loss,
Yeah.
and the
Take
take
profit.
So my stop loss will be minus the 50. That's 109.46.
What's the lot size?
My lot size is okay. Yeah, I've not done that. My lot size because I'm trying to lose just it will be $1 0.1.
So 500 divided by 50 is what?
Okay, this is okay. Yeah. That's that's $10 per pick.
Okay, what's $10 on the platform?
Then one.
Okay, good.
One lot size. So my that's 200. That's 100 will be okay. Okay. That's 1, 2. Yeah.
What's the stop loss?
20.
109.96. What's the stop loss?
My stop loss is 109.46.
What's the take profit?
The take profit is 111.96.
Yeah, clap for him. Okay. Give her the marker. Come on, try. Let's see what I get it. Ask him, what were you trading that day? Euro card. USD card. Okay. So USD card. What's card?
1.3267.
Okay. 1 point what?
3267.
1.3270. 1.3270. So the market says that 1.3267. So the market says that US economy has been contracting, and today we're going to have a very bad GDP report. So you're going to short this stock, not long. I'm going to go down, not up. Yeah, I'm going to sell the dollar. So you have 10K in your account, and then you can risk 5% of it. I wish you the best.
5% of 10K.
Yeah, that's what you're willing to lose.
But I'm going to sell it though.
You're going short, not long. Every other person has been going long, so you are going short. Just go ahead. Just start. Start. Whatever it is, you get stuck. It's just the reverse of what every other person has been doing, but go ahead.
So my volume is 5%.
No, the volume is not 5%. The amount you're willing to lose is 5% of your total deposit. So what's that?
This thing.
Yes. How do you calculate percentage? What's 5% of 10,000?
500.
That's what you're willing to lose. Okay.
My volume is 0.5.
How do you get it? Where do you pull that number from?
$5.
How do you get those? I mean, you pull that like. Oh. Sorry. Come and sell this phone. Come and sell this phone to me.
So 5%
Sorry.
of this 500.
No. Just stay. I'll explain to you. And I was asking, do you understand? You said you understood.
No, just sit in the other thing.
So they don't understand it again. So $10,000. Okay, you guys help. I mean, I'll ask questions. Sit down. $10,000 account. Eurocard does less than. Eurocard does about maybe 80 pips a day, Abby. Is that voluminous and Euro USD? Apart? No. Okay, let's say it does 100 a day. So today you're like, okay, let's capture 80 out of it, right? So you feel like after all the news we've heard about the US economy today, this thing will move either up or down by 80 pips. Or by 100 pips, but you don't capture 80 out of it. Because I mean, you can't get it perfectly, right? You have $10,000 US dollars in your account. What are you guys willing to risk?
5%.
No, 5%, okay. What's 5% of 10K? Good. Next, what risk to reward do you want to use? Risk to reward ratio. You want to use 2 to 1? RR 2 to 1. So what does that mean for, hold on. So what does this mean? So it means I'm going to lose how much? How much am I willing to lose? In terms of dollars. Yeah, I'm going to lose the entire 5% of this. But then that $500 is the cost to what? No. This is the maximum I can make. And it says we should use 2 to 1. Do you understand? Just tell me where your stocks so I can start all over again. It's fine. I'll start. All of you, I mean, you all have to understand it. So, I mean, we'll yes, you understand. USD, CAD. Who read it up for me? 1 by what? 3267. 10,000 US dollars in the account. Let's start again. What percentage is that risk? Do you understand? So I'm trying to throw away at the worst case scenario, 5% of my account. 5% is equals to what? Risk to reward ratio. Do you understand what that means? It means that for every one I lose, I want to make 2 back. So 2 to 1. Okay? The average daily trading range for this stock is not as voluminous as 0 USD. So he estimated 100, then moves 100 pips either up or down every single day. Out of that 100, you can't capture the full. So let's say we can capture what? 80 out of it. So my ATR is what? 80 total. If my ATR is 80, how many pips am I willing to lose on this day? If potentially I can make 80 pips, how many should I be willing to lose? Do you understand that now? So total stop loss will be 40 pips below the current price, right? Now, how much am I willing to lose per pip? That's why you got stock last time. So how much am I going to lose per pip? Divided by. Sometimes we lose $500 and I'm trying to lose 40 pips. How do I link two of them together? To find out how much I'm going to lose per 1 pip. Do you understand? You've gotten how much I'm going to lose out of the entire account. 5% is $500. You've also gotten how much I'm willing to share in terms of pips. 40 pips. How do I link two of them together to find out how much I'm going to lose per pip? Exactly. So now do 500 divided by 40. Is that not 12.5? So I'm willing to lose $12.5 per pip. Do you understand? You have to get per pip so you know how to take it down. So I'm willing to lose $12.5 per pip. What is my lot size? I don't need to cram this thing. This is pure math. What is the lot size? What's the lot size? Do you guys know why it's 1.25? Is anybody confused about why it's 1.25? Exactly. It's 1.25. Exactly not that hard. So it's 1.25. So what do you type into that volume bar? So go to open your trading platform. Go to the volume bar. You pick a Euro card. Type in your volume. Since 1.25 is not available as drop down, you have to type in your volume by yourself. Type in your volume. 1.25. Then let's set our stop loss. So where will the stop loss be? The market is currently at 1.3267. Where's the stop loss?
1.3227.
Do you understand? The market is trading at 1.3267. That's why the market closed on Friday. Let's say I was allowed to enter a trade now. And I will set my stop loss. Where will my stop loss be? Of course, minus 40 pips. So 67 minus 40 is what? So I'll be my stop loss will now be on 1.1. In fact, you guys try to place the trade, even though it won't go because there's no markets are closed. So go to USD card. You can pick it up from the drop down on top of your. When you get where the symbol on top, look at it here. Yeah. Oh, yours is not connected. Yeah. So pick. Look for you. You can type USD actually. Can you see it? Can you see USD card? Have you guys entered the trade? Like I would see you enter it on your. So USD card, 1.25. Okay, now set a stop loss now. If you just stop, if you just tap on it, it will impute the market price, and then you just go down until, or you can type it in and tell you if you've done the math by yourself. USD card. Why is your volume size 0.5? Okay. Let me see your volume size. 1.25. So you set your stop loss already.
Yeah.
And where's your TP? Okay, hold on. Hold on.
You said that it's 7, so it's only 1.37. If it's selling.
Oh yeah, I told you to short rather. Oh sorry, I totally forgot. My apologies. Okay, so we are going short on this trade actually. Where's the stop loss?
3313.
Who doesn't understand? Just tell me. Let me explain. If you don't understand, let me explain. Who else? Before what were we doing? We're buying the base currency. So we're going long. Now we're going short. Because they said there will be bad news in the US. So you want to dump the US dollar. So what if you're going short, we are betting that, let me go back to Naira so it's easier for you guys. USD NGN 360.00. You want to short this. You want to sell the dollar. Where should this go to? Why are you expecting this to go to for you to make money if you want to short the dollar? That's exactly. So let's say you're going to short it to 355 because the US had very bad news and Naira had very good news. So you're taking this down. So Naira is getting stronger, right? That's what's happening here. So the US is always come out with bad news. So you're trying to get the US dollar down and the card up. Do you understand? Do you want to start all over again? Naira, USD NGN 360. In what situation can this thing go to 355? What would have? Which country would need to have bad news? Yeah. So whenever Naira goes from 360 to 350, it means the Naira has gone stronger. So I mean, even if the USD doesn't have bad news, the USD stays flat, no news today. But CBN comes and says, we found another $40 billion crude oil field in the village in Delta State. What will happen to the Naira? And then for Naira to appreciate, are we going long or short? Because the US dollar is the base on this side. Do you understand? I'll flip it very soon. So I'll see whether you guys understand. So USD card in this case, we are shorting because the US dollar is supposed to get hit by bad news today. So if we are shorting, we are assuming that the market should go down for us to make money, right? If the market is supposed to go down, where is our stop loss supposed to be? Because if the market goes opposite, we will lose money, right? So you are trying to protect what is on top because you are betting that it's going. Do you understand? So now your stop loss, the 40 pip stop loss, where are you adding it, up or down?
40.
The 40 pip stop loss in this case. Because you are going. So your stop loss is always the opposite direction of your actual trade. Because your bet is that if I'm saying something is going up, but the market is not always sure, what if it goes down? Protect me after 40 pips. Or if I say something is going down, but because the market is not always sure, what if it goes up? Protect me on top. Do you get me? Okay. So in this case, 1.3267, 40 pips stop loss. Where's my stop? So enter it into your platform. Let me see. Okay. Aviola, so what's the take profit?
1.331.
Do you understand why? You want me to explain it? Okay. What's the stop loss?
1.3307.
Okay. but you're willing to make 80 pips on a short, you're short at this price, meaning that the market is supposed to go down for it to favor you. So at what point would you want the market to take you out and say you've made enough money? Falling to what? Falling by 80 pips. So you take out 80 pips from this. Remember, for the stop loss this time, you added 40 on top. So now you're going to take 80, take it down. So you take it to 3187. Who doesn't understand after all this? Let me just send it to your village. If you don't understand, tell me. I have space for one more example, and then we can take a break. Okay. One more example, and then we can take a break. Who wants to come out and try? Come out. GBPUSD 1.3263, 1.3263, 20K account, go short. I'm sure you guys can correct him. 1 second. Get the back. Why are you using a calculator? It's pretty simple math.
$800.
That's still very much. Just getting one. Go ahead.
Okay, so my house, I tell my house.
So you're betting 4% of your account?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So
Each year for pounds is like 150. The pound actually does like a very wide ATR. Let's say it's 100.
Okay. So my HRR would be 800 to 100. Okay. So my HRR is let's say 2 to 1. All right. Means that you will make sure that 2 to every okay. All right. Then I time my stop loss. Since that and let's say I have 100. I time my stop loss. My stop loss will be 50. 50. Okay. Alright. Then I time my volume. So 800 I'm willing to use. Equivalent of that is 500 would be 800 divided by 50.
Your contract states and your contract states and every other duty as assigned. We don't do overtime. This is not government ministry.
We need to revisit that contract after.
I'm doing overtime here too. Today on Sunday, I'm not teaching.
The next thing to determine is to set my loss and my take profit.
So how much is it per pip?
Huh?
How much is it per pip?
2.6.
How much is that in dollars? $16. What's the volume size on the platform?
The volume size 1.6. So with this,
I'm not giving you guys the money. It's Panama. This is the first World Cup. It's not a big team. Are they giving you guys the money?
Who's the other person?
They
in
will
there?
definitely give us.
How many users?
So they're sending to their communication. They have 50 to
At the moment,
So they will now go back and speak and
I
tell
tell them
them
that will come.
we've concluded, we've negotiated the price.
How much is the price you guys give them?
They
want
want
something
20,000.
Okay. So it's like a corporate plan. It's not more paying monthly.
No, it's not much.
You want like around 20k.
Yeah.
It's going to be custom.
So we have a 25k customized one. I'm thinking.
But the hospitals are mostly on the mainland. It's almost time for another tax 5 payment. What? No, you can't tell till next month though. Belgium. You can't tell yet until next month. We're going to smell like a million. We don't know yet until next month. We will know. So, Will. Yeah, right. Did you get it? So you did give me a...
So my focus.
How much did you pay? You did 1.6 per. Clap for him. We can take a break now. 15 minutes and we're back. For those of you that are not sure, ask each other before I come back. How long is the break for normally?
30 minutes.
How about? We didn't start on time. It can't be 30 minutes. So I think because rather than use it on a daily basis, just Google average daily range for securities, maybe for FX or for stock. You'd see it. I mean, I'm sure someone has done my laptop. Come on. So I'm sure I could look for some of them and send you links, but I mean I feel like you can easily find average daily trading range online. It's pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is I've given all of you how much? 10k each. I want you to send me, let me just give you the assignment before I start teaching how to pick stocks in the market. So every single week, I want you to send me your P&L. So I want a screenshot, so don't just send me numbers. You screenshot the trading platform, but let it show me the balance and your trade. Send to me every Friday till it's almost time for your interview. So I can correct you guys quickly. So I can pick out bad behavior like what you did quickly before it gets out of hand. You will get tempted if you start and you make money on the first day. You get tempted. You think that you have conquered the market on the first day. You probably start thinking like you're Jesus Christ. You are not. So you just stick to the risk. If you start learning how to take very simple risks now, you never go to jail like Kweku. Never. Because at that time, so I haven't taught you. Okay, what I taught you now, I can explain what Kweku did now. Then you understand better. So Kweku probably had a $10 billion float. It's Credit Suisse, right? You have a lot of money. On a 5% risk, you should never have traded more than 10% is $1 billion, 5% is 500 million. So let me change this. Let's say you had a $2 billion risk. You should never have traded more than $100 million, right? 10% is 200 million, 1% is 20 million, 5% is 100 million. This is the mask Kweku should lose at the time. And I swear to you, if he had lost 100 million, he would still have his job now. Because that means there are days he would have made 200 million, 300 million. How much did he lose? Can you guys remember? So Kweku was in a trade in which this thing was one trade. So he was in a trade in which, no, it wasn't one trade, he was masking his trade. That means he was taking too much risk, but it was accumulated over time. But imagine this. The first day he called his boss and told his boss that, oh, yo, what's up? I made 400 million today. What should the boss have done? He had fired him straight. But how do you fire someone that just made you 400 million? But that's the lesson you have to learn. The way you made 400 million is the way you could have lost it. It's both ways. The market that gave you 400 million today because you were being stupid, we take time. And the market is so wicked. The market will give you 400 million. When the market decides to take it back from you, it will take time for. Easily. But meanwhile, if you stuck with his risk, what will happen? January 1st, he lost this. Okay. January 2nd, he lost this. January 3rd, he lost this. January 4th, he lost this. He would just have lost 400 million. But because he's a good trader, most people are very good traders. They're just bad risk managers. So what their companies do is, when you want to enter the platform, they've coded it in such a way that you cannot risk. So that 5% you're doing with your head, some banks on their property trading desk, if you try to attempt to do more than 5%, not only will it block you, it will notify compliance and they'll come to your desk immediately. That's the smart way to do it. Because, I mean, how can someone make, because of this guy, Credit Suisse fired 5,000 people to make up this money. 5,000 people lost their job because of one person. Do you know what 5,000 is? Do you know, that's a lot of people actually. That's like some local government. Because one person. So if he was losing, and because he's a good trader, no good trader can lose every single day for 7 days straight. You're supposed to give yourself a fighting chance. You know you're a good trader. You know you would make money eventually. I mean, a good trader will make like 6 or 7 profits and 3 losses. But what if the 3 losses come first? So it's a ratio of 7 to 3, right? If you're a good trader, maybe let's even say 6 to 4. 6 to 4 is good enough for you to be a billionaire. But what if the 4 comes before the 6? So what you have to, is probability, right? Out of 10, you're supposed to make 6 wins and 4 losses. What if the 4 losses come first before the 6 wins? You should be alive for the 6 wins, and then you're still a good trader. But if you blow your entire account with the 4 losses, well, we can't even tell if you're a good trader because you have no money again. You've lost your job. So you need to give yourself a fighting chance, always. If you stay within your risk, and you're doing 5% means that you need to lose 20 times back to back to back to blow your entire account. Now, if you're a good trader, you cannot lose 20 times back to back to back. First, they have bad losses. Sure, what happened? Second, they have bad losses. By the 4th day, you figure out what the issue is and you fix it. You start making money. But imagine that you're already doing 30% of your total sum. You're out of the market by the 3rd attempt. Then by the 4th attempt, and there are some days in the market that is free money. You will not be looking at it on the sidelines because you have no money. So there are days that you just wake up in the morning and then some news will just play to you and you just know today is free money. Maybe Donald Trump just announces that today, make America great, we have imported, we have made extra 10 billion. That day, the US dollar will just keep getting strong. It won't go the other way. It's just like one way. And those are the days people lose money the most. Because it's seemingly free money, they jump in with higher risk. This one is sure bank and one way. The same Donald Trump can come back 3 hours later and say, I was joking. You know the way he just tweets, oh, fake media, I was actually joking. And then the market goes, so you have to stay alive. I mean, people say 150 pips average trading range. That's for normal days. On Brexit, I will look for the chart for you. It was 5,000 pips. I remember it went from maybe 1.2706 like 1.1 something. Just like the chart broke the screen. The screen just went. Then when Osama died, who could predict that Osama bin Laden would be killed? Osama died too. I think I was the one that was around 5 a.m. I was just trading. And then because of Twitter now, in the olden days when something happens, you have to go and start looking for the news. But now if anything happens in the world, just log on to Twitter, type in EURUSD. Because Twitter, someone is always talking about something. That's the fastest way to verify any news. You find out what exactly happened. Before you start checking out the news, like CNN, what happened. Maybe they didn't pick it fast. But now if anything happens in the world, take the currency pen, put it on Twitter, put latest or live, that tab on top. You would see what happened immediately. Because someone will talk about that, oh shit, I just lost XYZ. Who killed Osama? You find what happened there. Well, like before, the day Osama died, it took me like an extra 6 or 7 minutes to find out why the market tanked. I was not looking everywhere. What happened now? By the time I opened CNN, Obama was talking about, oh, we got him. Oh, so it was Osama. So the market reacts to the most ridiculous things. You would think that everywhere is quiet today, the money is just great. Maybe someone's milk fell in New York. They thought it was a bomb. They shouted bomb. Before you knew it, everybody was shutting the dollar. And the market reacts to every single thing. It's the reason why it's called efficient. Every single thing.
Why did you get up Osama? How you
That's good for, well, it's a knee-jerk reaction, but it's supposed to be good for the US now. They killed their biggest enemy. Yes, it makes the dollar long. It's actually a stupid reason, but I don't know. The market reacts to every single thing. If Donald Trump sneezes, the market will react. Like, oh, maybe he's catching a cold and he's about to die. People start to short or long. People are always looking for an opportunity to enter the market, either short or long. So any reason that can make them money, they're rushing. So, don't be kweku. I beg in the name of Jesus. Don't go to jail. Well, it wasn't to be got carried. You start trading, you see how funny. It's like, no, but then you know, remember that for traders on Wall Street, they make their bonuses from, the bonuses come from how much you make for the company. So they have a base salary. So like for you guys going in now, the base salary is £40,000. Are you a footballer? So you guys start at about 3,500 a month, £3,500 a month. Usually about 1.5 million. Yeah, even as interns actually. Yeah, even as interns. I did my internship in 9, and after 2009, it's 3K5 a month. So it's yeah, month per month. It's for 3 months. Okay. S&T and investment marketing are front office positions, so they earn the same thing. Ops, tech, and slightly less.
Why was someone saying IB earn more?
The same thing, it's power. Same thing. It's front desk. The same thing. For bonuses, that's where it differs. I mean, the saying is, an average investment banker earns more than an average trader in bonuses. An exceptional trader earns far more than an exceptional investment banker. So the average bonuses they take more. But if you're exceptional, they can't even see, they can't even come close to you. Because remember that if you're exceptional, they're making a lot of money for the firm and they're giving you a cut out of it. So it seems we're all aspiring to be exceptional then. But the base salaries are the same thing. So they're called front office positions. That's positions that make money for the company. So S&T and investment banking, the same base salary. I had not finished school. Okay. So have you met Femi? Yeah, so Femi stayed. Femi worked there for 3 years. Before he got tired and came back to Nigeria. So it's not always about money, right? It's great. People want to hear from investment banking because you don't have a life. If Femi just about his life.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Femi, my co-founder, what you were? Okay, yeah. So his life is just like, if you want a life, some people, life is just more than money. So I'll give an example. He came back to Nigeria in 2013 for Christmas holidays. He went to Ondo and he didn't have access to emails. He came back to Lagos around 6 a.m. to head back to London. Then all his emails entered. He was summoned to the office. He was still in Lagos. When he got to, he couldn't even get a flight. So he took a flight, he took Egypt Airways. When he landed at Cairo, he had like 20 emails with all the work he was supposed to do in London. He landed in London January 2nd and went straight from the airport to work. He didn't leave the office till January 5th. Wow. Until he finished all the work. The office. There are bathrooms there are couches you can sleep on. Besides, why are you sleeping? Don't you have work to do? It's a bit intense, actually. So for a lot of people, there are different things. Some people feel like, I can't deal with these things, it's too stressful. But then the flip argument is, you are young. You'd have to live your life. I mean, there's time for working and there's time for not having a life. If you get in at 21, 22, 23, and you don't have a life for 7 years, that's not a bad thing. Then after that, you become very senior and then you have a life. But some guys always feel like, oh, I want more, I can't be doing this. I mean, we have friends at Google, Microsoft, who close by 5, and they end the same thing with you. They don't work as hard. But you feel like, why are they stressing me so much? So it's a balance, actually. So he left after 2 years because he was tired. I didn't stay because after my internship, I went back to Ife, there was strike. I didn't graduate on time, long and short. And so I missed my year. But I came back and didn't even start working in Lagos, which was still the same stress. Get to work by 6 a.m., close by 10 at night. There's money, but then the question is, do you even have time to spend it? So people have plenty of money in their bank accounts, but they're working on the computer every day, getting fat because they're eating rubbish food. So I mean, it depends on you, choose what you want for life. But I always advise people to at least see it for themselves. So I always tell my interns, see it for yourself. If it's what you like, then go back and do it. It's always fun initially when you're young. What are you doing in your life? Wake up by 6 a.m. and close by 10 now. Do I do actually? I do in my free time. No, I work at an insurance company. This is where I work. I don't trade again. Yeah, I work with this. For Universal Bank in London, they will give. No. As an intern, if you have a small seat, you sit down by their side, you watch what they do, you get to work for them and share them research reports. They ask you questions to see whether you understand it. Yeah? That's because whether you understand the research report you explain to them. Sometimes they ask you to take position. They will take it for you. Tell you, what should I do? And then you tell them what to do. And more than half the time, when you tell them what to do, you'll be down $40,000 in less than 10 seconds. And you start to pee on your pants. And they'll be calm and they'll be looking at you like, why are you panicking? And they'll tell you, so what should I do now? Half the time you tell them, get out of the market now. They're like, okay. And they will get out. And then maybe they get out, the market will go in your direction. And they tell you, why didn't you wait? It will happen. It happens to every single agent. They don't really care. $4,000 is not a lot of money. So if you're on Kweku's desk, right? If you walked up to Kweku, like, oh, sit down. What's your name? Oh, I've been hearing about you. Okay, you know what? Tell me what to do. Give me a trade. You tell him, oh, yeah, I've been reading about you. Go long. You're like, okay. He takes his ticket. He writes it down. Obviously, they don't do this small loss. He goes with like $200 per pip or $1,000 per pip. He goes and like, okay. He clicks on buy, and immediately you just see negative $20,000. Obviously, you're peeing on your pants. And it's so calm. I wonder why you're panicking. Just hold on. And then it goes to negative 40K. And you're looking at him. Like, calm down. And you're going to negative 60K. You know, maybe grab him. You grab him and like, so what do you want me to do? I think you should leave the market. Okay. He takes his ticket, he punches it, and it's out of the market. And he's like, sit down. Look at what the market would do. Just merely you leave, it probably goes up to plus 100K. He looks at you, have you learned your lesson? Yes. Time to go. It's not a lot of money for him because remember that if you're on a float desk in something like Goldman or Bank of America, you're doing like what? 80, 90, 100 trades in a day. You're doing like 20 per hour or something. And the day evens out. So they are happy to take a 40K loss by 10 o'clock in the morning. By 10:30, they probably take a 100K profit. So the day your profit, your P&L, profit and loss, at the end of the day, it's a combination of everything you've done all day. So the fact that an intern lost them 40K at 10 in the morning has nothing to do with their day. It's just 40K. It's just, they don't look at it as money, it's just a number. By 10:30, they probably make their money back. But you are panicked because like, oh shit, I'm dead. Please take it out, please. You get my point? It's just, at some point, they become very desensitized. That's why, so, if you're not desensitized, how do you lose 2.7 billion? It's because you're not thinking of it as money now. How much does Nigeria have this money? It's because you're not thinking about it as cash. It's just a number to you. If you are thinking about it as money, now this is how much in Naira. This is 800 billion Naira. Lagos State is the richest state in Nigeria. This is half of what Lagos State makes in a year. It's what someone threw away. Yeah. It's what someone threw away. Lagos State makes 40 billion a month. All these things. Lekki Expressway, bridge. Last month is 40 billion a month. Someone threw away 800 billion. Do you get? But the only reason I could throw it away is because it's not money to him. It's just number on his screen and charts. And that's the discipline you need to have. So when you go to their desk and they tell you, give me some. When you lose 40K, 50K, 60K, they are very calm, sipping their coffee, gisting. But at the end of the day, it's just a number. Yeah, so that's the. So when you get there, you start hearing that on an average float desk, a 21-year-old makes $1 million a day. So if you're in a float desk is a desk where a lot of flow comes in all day. There's some quiet desks where there's very illiquid securities, I mean like Eastern European bonds or Eastern European commercial paper. But if you're in a pure equity desk like German equities or UK equity or interest rate desk or something, you get so many volumes. Your phone is constantly ringing. Do this. So an average 21-year-old, which is the first year analyst, on a flow desk could make like $1 million a day on his desk, like, and that's not a lot of money. So imagine someone who makes a profit of, after going back and forth, lost profit all day, makes $1 million. Then it's not the 40K and then lost for him that matters. It's just 40K. It's just a number. But you would have been like, so used to happen to a lot of us. Oh, sit down, let's talk to me. Oh, okay. What trade idea do you have? You just go, oh yeah, I read about this and that. Okay. So what should I do? Okay, I should do exercise. Okay. How do you want me to do it? He types it in, does it for you. And then obviously, remember when you enter a trade, you first of all say negative. Because you have to pay for the spread. That bid-ask spread. So that first of all throws your balance. Because normally when you're doing it, you just for quickly see -$4. But there you just probably see minus 40K. Straight off. You just start to pay on yourself because this is your entire money your parents will earn, 2 of them. In 2 years. So this is 12 million. So you enter and then you see minus 12 million. Yeah, if you are good in maths, change to Naira quickly. You see minus 12 million Naira. And then you're panicked. And then like, Like, why are you covering your face? It's not a lot of money, and you don't believe that. Because you feel like they just changed out of the internship. Now you're done. But that's not how it works, actually. So, discipline is very key. If you really desensitize yourself to it like Kweku, then 2.7. Because I know that for you to get to 2.7 billion, at one point it was 500 million. Then it was 1 billion. Because it was just a number like, oh, it's going to turn. It's just 500 million. Yeah? That's where he started, and that's when he didn't get out there. And I'm sure he had no stop loss. He's not his woman that the London Whale. The London Whale did not even know how to get out of the trade because it was so complex. So these are very basic vanilla trades. When you go for your internship, you see more complex stuff. CDO squared, CLO. I mean, it's just a bunch of nonsense. I mean, people just conjures up anything and trades it. So for the London Whale that lost 8.something billion, it was worse because when they found out it was a loss-making trade, they didn't know how to shut it down. Because it wasn't just click buy and sell. They had already put plenty things inside the basket, allocated the price to it. Oh yeah, let's unwind it. How much will you now sell the bad already inside your basket, then the bad pineapple, then the good part. So it just like became very messy. So be careful with your risk. So let's determine how to go into market and why you should go into market on a normal day. So for market making, it's pretty easy, right? This thing I've taught you guys, just remove. The only thing you're going to take out of it from the market making side is you don't need a stop loss or take profit, right? Remember, someone has told you to buy something on their behalf. So why if you're not taking a position, that's prop trading. On the market making side, let's use that same example. 1163, 1167. They call you, you show them a two-way. He wants to go long. If it's going long, which one are you taking? Which of the two prices are you taking if your client wants to go long? This is the bid, this is the ask. In this case, you are the broker. Forget about the client. How much are you willing to sell to the client? Exactly. So all you are doing as a broker is you've got a 1167. Volume size is based on what the client wants. You're not doing any maths. Client is saying, I want Apple, I want Euro USD, give me volumes at 0.5. You're not doing any maths. Market maker's job is actually very, very easy. But obviously you have to learn how to also do the other one. But market maker's job is, I want to enter Euro USD, it gives you the volume size, you click on buy, you're done. If he makes a loss, so he will now tell you if he wants. You're not doing any maths. He will tell you where he's done his own maths. Tell you where he wants to stop. Tell you where he wants to make profit. Do you get? As a market maker. So you don't. So I taught you everything so you get an understanding. But as a market maker, your job is simple. They tell you what to do on phone, you do it. As a prop trader, that's when you have to now care more about do I lose, do I gain. So as a market maker, the only thing you're making is what? So the bigger the volume. So imagine someone did 1 million units of Apple and the spread is 2 cents. You make like $3,000 now, just by picking up your call. Do you get? That's the job as a market maker. So you do that all day. So on the flow desk, you do that all day from 8 to 5. Make a couple of 20K. You lose some. Sometimes you give someone a bid before you execute it turns. So that's why they can take 40K loss for an intern. Because during the day they lose a lot of money too. Like they take a quick call. But by the time they accept 1167, it has jumped to 1169. They've already taken 2 cents loss. But you just call the 1 million shares, that comes to just 2K. You let it go. Next one, they try to jump up. When they are saying 163 on their screen, they will ask for 64. Make an extra 1 cent. So back and forth move 8 to 5. That's what you do. Make spreads. You have to, at this stage, even though you have to be smart and analytical, it's just about you being sharp all day. So if you can't be sharp at 8 a.m. and then by 2 because already having mental fatigue, that's another thing they test. You need to be able to last the whole day. So as sharp as you are by 8, you have to be that sharp at 3 o'clock. Because you might have been doing 1 million volumes, and suddenly at 3, a big pension fund calls and says they want to dump 20 million. Now if you make a mistake on 20 million volumes, even if it's 2 cents, it will erode all your profits in the morning. So unlike prop trading where your profit is by market movement up or down, this is clearly you need to give the right price and do your math properly. So you see some people doing, like you're talking on the phone and they're doing, because I mean you can say I can't offer you everything at 63. Let me offer you half of it at 63 and give you the rest at 64.5. But you have to do, so you are doing averages in your head, plus calculator, plus phone. If you make a mistake and you've given him the right and he says, go ahead, you make a loss for your company. But it's never really that bad out of 30 working days. And these jobs are more forgiving. The market making job is a bit more forgiving because there's always another chance. You're executing on behalf of clients. Even if you can't have, in a day out of 100 cases, you can't have more than 10 bad trades or 20. So what could possibly go wrong? The market moves faster, that's all. The salesperson is going to pick the call, you don't pick. So traders sit like this, salespeople sit like this. So in Goldman, you differentiate by traders have 8 screens. Salespeople usually have 4 screens. You don't need plenty of screens. Traders, you have Bloomberg Terminal, trading, one for Gosling like KG, then their email, and that platform. So you have to cross-check a lot of stuff at the same time.
But they don't know this right now.
Who traders and salespeople? They see it. Everybody has Bloomberg Terminal. They can see, but they can't execute. Their job is to, because if they allow traders to do everything, then they'll be distracted. So a salesperson can see all these things, but can't execute. They spend most time on the phone getting these trades in. So they pick the calls and tell the trader to execute. They work at the same thing. So then when the bonuses come from the job you got for me to execute, plus how well I executed it. So for salespeople, they make money off the volumes of stuff they brought in. For traders, they make money off that volume, plus how well they executed. Because there's a skill to knowing how to price these two things under pressure in such a way that it doesn't slip out of my hand. That's a special skill, which these ones don't need. So this ones just make money off, I got my client to sell 10 million shares of Apple today. I make more money off that also. But I could execute that Apple stock in a way that my client was happy, and yet the firm still made money because I could hold down this spread. So maybe when they were in the call, it was 1163. But I was smart enough to quote 1163 and like a micro spread of like 0.5, and the client accepted it. And by the time I executed it, maybe this thing was like on 0.3. So I was perfectly timed. The bad trader is always losing money off slippage. So as you're talking, the thing slips out of your hand. You lose money on it. You have to be able to price in such a way that you won't lose money on slippage, and your client is still happy. Because if you spend too much time arguing your client, what happens? This shit starts to move. Do you get? I want you guys, once it's tomorrow morning, put on your platforms and see how fast this thing moves. Sometimes out of your control, actually. It's during violent market, it doesn't even jump from 1 to 2. It just jumps from 1, next is on 10, 50. Like when the market is violent, it's like a news, like very strong news. You don't even see it, you just see the candle. Just be climbing up. And at that time, imagine that the client, and so investment banks pride themselves as, I would always pick your call. If you're that investment bank that don't pick your call because the market is jumping, you would not last. When a client wants to get a two-way during a volatile period, you have to pick your call. You will now find a way to quote a price that the spread is wide enough to compensate for that, but you have to pick your call. I remember there was an issue a few years ago where there was something happening on Barclays shut down their platform because they didn't want to holler out. Because if you pick your call and there's massive slippage, you'll be in deep shit. So you have traders that they need to be able to okay, the market is jumping, but I can price it. I'll give you a price. Whether you accept or not is another question entirely. But I'll pick my call and I'll give you a price. Those that don't pick their call at all because they're scared that, what if I pick it and then I quote something and it goes against me? So it's like someone trying to dump Apple stock. So let's say they announced today that all iPhones are fake. Or all iPhones have been exploding and killing people. So everybody's dumping Apple stock, right? So a broker, there's an Apple desk, and then they call. So you need to, despite the fact that Apple stocks have been dumped, and even if you take it, you'll be in trouble. You need to pick your call. I need to give them a price. They're calling I want to sell Apple, which is what everybody's doing. But you need to pick your call. Okay, I'll give you a two-way price. I can't give you at 32, blah blah blah, because it's dropping. You now convince them to maybe take a haircut. Do you get my point? So that's the job as a market maker. It's just a balancing act. You need to be able to make money off your spread and close by 5 and go home in peace. So how do you recognize what to buy or what to sell? So if it's for equities, they're fairly simple stuff. Every single day, they're just general stuff. They're general indicators of the market normally. So GDP news, CPI news. Obviously, if inflation is going up, it affects the stock market. If GDP is going down, it affects the stock market. They're general news. Then they're company-specific news. So for example, if retail sales drop in the US, stocks like Apple will go down. Why? Because it means people are not spending money on retail. So one of the indicators of economic health in the US is retail spending, consumer spending. So the fact that people have disposable income enough to go and buy an iPhone X shows the economy is healthy. But if, for example, you now find that retail spending drop by 10%, of course it's going to affect all consumer stocks. So Apple starts to drop because people are like, oh shit, That means by Apple's next quarterly report, they won't sell as much iPhones. Do you get my point? So those are the things you're watching out for. So there are various news sites to track this thing. And these guys give you what they want. So if you use, for example, for FX or for general market bond FX, if you go to forexfactory.com every single day, you will see all the news that will come out of it. In fact, with the level of importance, you see red, meaning that it's very important. Like don't if you're in the market, look at it. If you're not in the market, get out, stay out. You see yellow, you see green, depending on. So for example, they tell you that GDP news is out by 1:30. You know that GDP is important in the market. If American GDP goes up, means things are good. Markets generally, stocks will go up, FX will go up, bonds will go down. Do you get my point? So you watch it. Then they always give you a forecast. So they will say GDP. Last month, 3.6. This month, forecast, 3.7. Now if the actual now comes out at 3.4, what does this mean? So last month was 3.6. All the research guys forecast 3.7. It came out at 3.4. What does this mean? Because it was bad. So that means the economy is beginning to contract. And you know that three quarters of contraction is what? Recession. So what happened? What happened when people say this? They start to panic. Start to dump US dollar assets, looking for places that there's growth and stuff like that. So you watch out for all these things. So if you go to forexfactory.com, you see economic events that will happen throughout the day. You see how important they are, and then you can make a decision. Therefore, for equity, even after the general economic news, little things like event-driven news. So, for example, if Facebook acquires Twitter today, every tech stock will start to go up, apart from Facebook and Twitter. People are, so there's a market for M&A. Oh, that means another person can acquire another person. So it's just a lot to just read out. What you should read as an assignment is, what are the factors that affect the stock market? So all these things, you start reading it now, watching do you watch Bloomberg? Yeah. It's channel 411 on GSTV. It's like the most useful channel to you guys in this phase. When you guys are about to start your career, yeah. Start watching SuperSport. So if you watch 411 a lot, any day your mother is not monopolizing the remote, put it on 411. Sit down and listen to it. You will start to understand a lot of these things better. So now you've gotten the base. You start sleeping better. Okay, so this is what it means. The charts are always there. They're always explaining why is Facebook down, why is Apple down. So as you watch those things more, you start understanding what drives the market. That channel is 24 hours and it's constantly talking about the market. So that way you have to. So when we were going to do our internship, we didn't have this. All we did was we had to read Bloomberg, and there was not even Bloomberg TV. There was Bloomberg website. So we had to read everything on Bloomberg. And I was studying geology. Femi was doing medicine. Not even in finance. But you have to start learning these things by yourself because it just gives you an all-rounded knowledge. Do you get? So, how do you enter the market in the morning? Read. So if you click the security you want to enter, read about it. Maybe like the day before. Oh, I want to trade Euro USD. What's happening tomorrow in Euro? Are there any news? Is the market overbought or oversold? And there's always enough research online. You just have to find what you're looking for. And then after that, it's after you've now decided that, am I going long or short? Blah, blah, blah. That's when you now apply all what I thought earlier. Look at your total cash, do your position sizing, get into the market. Always use a stop loss. The only thing you can shift is your take profit. So sometimes you enter a trade and then quickly, it's already almost hit your profit. But you feel like there's still space in the market. That's greed, but you could actually take all the money you've made now and leave the market in peace. Go and buy a bag for your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Or you could say, I want to make more, and then you end up making nothing. It jumps up, and then it goes back down. And then you make nothing. There are days where I've been 2 pips short of my take profit. And then went back and hit my stop loss. So imagine I'd gone plus 78, or maybe plus 98. And then it turned out, I went to hit minus 50. So those days, I went from almost making my exact take profit to losing how much I wanted to lose that day. And the market messes with your mind that way. So, because the market has messed with your mind, some days you're not like, maybe I shouldn't even put a stop loss. Then that's the day the devil will now come. Ask him, he knows. Ask him, he knows. So yeah, let me stop this so that we can list. So you guys send me, so it's really starting from tomorrow. I think you guys should stick to Euro USD for a scratch. It's very liquid. And then ATR is 150. You can do other stuff, but this is you get a lot of volatility from this. So there's enough opportunity to make money. It's not a competition. You guys are. How much did I say you start with? 10K. Please. Yeah, I wonder. When you send me question, I understand. Please, I beg in the name of Jesus. No one should send me a 20K profit by next Friday. I won't tell you what your level of profit should be, but don't stress. If you follow the rules, and then you don't trade more than once a day. So let me tell you things you should do. Don't trade more than once a day. Make one trade. Unless you're absolutely sure that this second trade I'm taking is also very good. Make just one trade a day. If you make a loss earlier, just let it go till the next morning. Don't chase the market. Don't revenge. I know it's easier said than done, but. So Euro USD, send me screenshots. Do you have my email address? I gave it to you last week. Send me screenshots every Friday. Don't gamble. opeyemi.olumekon@gmail.com. Okay. Let me quickly get to your stock pitch. That's more important for the interview. So this one is, good for the interview because you can apply some of it to things you would say. But let's get to your stock pitch. How many of you guys have picked your stocks? If you're asked to pitch a stock during your interview, do you know what you're pitching? I told you guys to pick when I taught you guys 2 weeks ago. So no one has picked a stock. That's sad. So nobody can try. Who can help out? Who has a stock in mind that they can pitch? Do you have any? Go ahead and listen. Go ahead, let's try. Try. Go ahead, I'm listening. Listening. Nigeria or global? Nigeria. Okay, go ahead. Let me help. Things you should always remember. First of all, name of stock. Why are you pitching this stock? I said you should always pitch stocks that are hot in the news. Then, after you determine all this, are you going long or short? Yeah. After that, where is this company? HQ. What stock exchange does it belong to any index? Okay. Then you now start with what does this company do? Then you go to numbers. The most important numbers are revs, their costs, their profits, and then for all these, always try to talk very smart by comparing something. So you can compare year on year. So saying something like revenues grew 20% from 15 to 16. You can say things like costs. So if revenues are growing, what do you like to do to your costs? Like take your costs down. So a company that can take their costs down is a good company, right? Yes. So you can say things like they streamlined costs and costs went down 30% from. I'm just telling you things you should look out for. Profits should always go up. This company has a history of growing profits by say 30% year on year. Talk about things like EPS, because it's from EPS we pay dividends, obviously. So you can say things like EPS have been growing, dividends have been doing blah, 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 blah. You can also talk about things like the company is going into new markets, which will help increase revenues. I mean, so step by step. Who wants to try? New markets. India, China. Who wants to try?
Cadbury PLC,
Go.
which was last week. Yeah.
Let them know.
So the company based in Nigeria, the island, and their industry is STM.
Let me help you do Cadbury. Then when I'm done, you come and do it. You come and do it. Hi, my name is X. I'm here to pitch Green Long Cadbury Nigeria. Cadbury Nigeria is a fast-moving consumer good company located in Lagos and is listed in the Nigerian Stock Exchange and is also a member of the NSE 30. The company was founded about 40 years ago by UAC, blah, 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 blah. The company has seen upward growth for the past 3 years, having an average revenue growth of 20% year on year since 2015 till date. This has been driven primarily by introduction of new products, Eclairs chocolate, Tom Tom, and Treble peppermint across new markets in northern Nigeria. Revenue numbers for 2015 stood at 1 billion, and in 2016 was 1.5 billion, 2017 has been 2 billion, so it's been showing consistent growth over the last 3 years. They've found a way to bring their costs down from initial highs of about 800 million 3 years ago. We've seen that cost come down to as low as 500 million over the last 3 years. Cadbury Nigeria has outperformed its peers in the market such as XYZ Company, Unilever and Co. And the EPS has been significantly higher than most of the colleagues. It's currently trading at an EPS of about 40 kobo per share, and out of it, they've given out dividends of about 50% over the last 3 years. So it's a high dividend yielding company. I want to go long Cadbury because they're expanding into new markets in Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Kenya over the next 2 years, as I highlighted over their last earnings call. And I feel like these new markets, which are similar to the Nigerian market, will provide additional revenue sources that can scale the company significantly across Africa. I'd love to go long at 30 naira, 52 kobo, and I set the forecast target price of about 40 naira over the next 6 months, but I also put a stop loss about 25 naira to protect my downside. Thank you. That's Cadbury. So it should always be conversational like that. Like, let it flow. Nobody's going to stop you. They won't start asking you questions till you're done. Nobody wants to stop you while you're talking. They will just jot and you'll ask you questions after. So let it flow like that. Conversational. Talk about company, find some historical context to tie to it first, then move to the numbers next. Who wants to try? Who wants to try? Numbers don't have to be right. I mean, none of the numbers I said was right. Who wants to just try and flow like that? Come on, someone should come and attempt Dangote cement, knowing fully what they're building a refinery, right? Or Dangote cement, knowing fully what they're expanding across Africa. Someone should come and attempt Dang Sem. Who's going to bail the cat? Who will bail the cat? Come on, try. Try. All of you try one by one. You have time. You have time. Try. Just you can bring a number from anywhere. I just want to see the flow. Start, chop. Everybody has 2 minutes. Start preparing. Is that I give me down somewhere, give me something else, but everybody has 2 minutes to give me stock pitch. Okay, you know what? I'm giving you guys 5 minutes to prepare stock. We're going to do this thing. Let's just do it one because it's part of your interview and it's very important. And I know that I'll have time to do it in the next class. So I'm giving you 5 minutes. You have internet. Pick out a stock, research on it. In 5 minutes, time you do a stock pitch for me. I'm counting. 4 minutes more. Hello. Start. Start. It's a learning experience. I'll correct you. Start. 3 minutes each.
2 minutes.
Chop, 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 chop.
My name
That's not to shake.
Don't do like
my name is Jamie, and I'm talking on ground.
Pitching.
Okay, I'll be pitching on,
Use the right terms. I'll correct you. Go ahead.
and I'll be pitching some Nigeria field.
No, I'll be pitching a long or a short. What are you pitching?
Long.
Okay, I'll be pitching you going long on flour mills Nigeria. Or I'll be pitching a long on flour mills Nigeria.
I'll be pitching a long on Flour Mill Nigeria. Flour Mill Nigeria is the best agro-allied company.
When is the word best? Flour Mills Nigeria is a
An agro-allied based company in Nigeria, and the headquarters is in Lagos. Trading on the Nigerian Stock Exchange market
since say 1980.
since 1967. The company, Flour Mill Nigerian PLC, produce pasta, noodles, cement, and other consumer products in Nigeria. The revenue as at March 2018 was 427 billion naira compared to 387 billion as at last year.
So you put it this way, the company grew revenues by 20% year on year from 15 to 16, from 320 something billion to 4 something billion. If you put it that way, it sounds smarter. You put a percentage there, you talk about the previous year before the new year. So the company grew 30% year on year from 15 to 16, from 356 billion to 424 billion, driven by, you will not talk about what caused that increase. So it was driven by sales in new markets, release of new products. Right.
Okay, driven by their new silo at Kano State and production of more agro-allied products in Nigeria and other consumer products too. They are into logistics also, which saves costs.
You're already done with it. You've already done. You're going to make a point about what?
Logistics.
What does it do for them?
Like, they don't get to spend on it.
Okay, go ahead. That's a good point there.
And they don't spend on packaging too, but they package their products themselves and also sell their back to other companies. The earnings per share is 463 kobo, and
Which is, so typically, since I allowed you pull numbers from anywhere, you could also have said earnings per share in 2017 is 363 compared to 245 in
I
2016.
don't have to use the correct stuff.
Yeah, for this case, I mean, you can use them.
The earnings per
I just want to see the mindset and I want to see the flow so that you can always go back home and plug the actual numbers as long as you've gotten the flow.
The earnings per share is 425 compared to last year. It was 320.
So you could put it this way, the earnings per share grew 10% from 320 last year to, do you get my point?
Earnings per share grew 3%, so compared to that of 325 last year to 455. The profit grew by 25% this year, and the cost of production reduced due to management. Thank you.
Okay. No, but you didn't talk about, you mean, what is the stock pitch now? What's the stock you're buying? Where are you going long? Where are you going short? Where's the stop loss? That's the most important part. The part where the place, the way you end it, because that's the actual pitch.
Federal government is
No, go to the page, long or short, flour mills.
long.
Yeah, but then at what price are you buying? What's the stop loss? How long are you holding it for?
I'll buy.
So because you've told all the story, now go, I'm proposing a long on flour mills at the current price of 30 naira, 20 kobo. I would hold it for the next 6 months, just long enough to see their annual report and see the plans they have for next year. I'll be putting a stop loss at 25 naira to hedge my downside, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. You get? You should say that actually. So how do you end it? Okay, just give me a stock pitch. End it with a stock pitch.
Okay, I'll be going long on Flour Mill Nigeria, buying for 4,000 naira and holding for 2 years.
Just stick to 3 to 6 months. Stick to 1 month to 2 weeks to 3 months.
For a month and sell, hoping to sell at 5,000.
Okay, you get it. But then I'll make corrections as well. So listen to every other person's pitch. Next. Afterward. $5,000.
Stop loss.
Stop loss, yeah. Yeah, clap for her.
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So I'll be teaching that we go.
What's the guy pitching?
GSK, glasses in stuff. I'll be teaching that we go short on GSK stock. GSK is a pharmaceutical company that is located in London. It is in London, UK. Okay, and GSK is listed on the London Stock Exchange, and the stock is traded in pence sterling, GBX. GSK is a pharmaceutical company, and it does research and develops pharmaceutical products and medical products, and that also has a branch in Nigeria. The earnings per share was 0.11 in the last quarter, Q1Q. The revenue last quarter was 7.22 billion naira, and the net income was 149 million naira. The revenue dropped by 2.19% in the last quarter. The net income dropped by 7.51%, and the earnings per share dropped by 42.62%. Q1Q. So I'm teaching to go short on this talk because I'm teaching to push up on this talk and set my peak profit at 1350, and I put a stop loss at 1370 over the next quarter, just enough to see the reports on the next quarter.
Okay, clap for him. Let me pitch GSK. Let me pitch the same shot. Good afternoon. My name is X. I'm here to pitch a shot on GSK. GSK is a global pharmaceutical company headquartered in London, listed on London Stock Exchange, and a member of the FTSE 100. They are primarily into developing pharmaceutical products for conditions across the world, and they also have a massive research and development arm. GSK over the last 3 years has struggled with increasing revenues because of competition and expiry of some of their drugs through generic producers. Because of that, they've seen revenues dip over the last 3 years, dipping 10%, 15 to 16, and 15%, 16 to 17. Costs have also gone up significantly because they're spending more money on research, and I expect that to go up over the next 2 or 3 years. I'm advocating a short on GSK because over the last 2 years, EPS has significantly dropped, and the statistics show that institutional investors have been pulling out of the stock gradually over the last 2 years. I'll be advocating a short at $30, blah, 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 blah. I'm hoping to hold it down to $25 over the next 2 or 3 months horizon, long enough to see what the plans they offer at their next earnings call, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. So you need to break it down conversational. It has to flow. The person listening to you should not get bored. If he gets bored, he just has to jot rubbish. He'll probably give you an F. Remember, they will listen to all of you one by one. You have to interest him. It's an interview, but it's one-on-one. So if you start going, GSK, 2, 3, he just wants you to get out and wait for the next person. Do you get some life into the pitch? Next. Jesus Christ won't do anything for you. It's what you read. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Solomon. Sorry about my voice. Okay, my name is Solomon Toby, and I'll be pitching along on PG. PG is a Procter & Gamble, and
Is that not PG, it's P&G.
P&G. Okay, well, on this topic, sorry. Okay, so let me start again. My theory just started. Okay, hi, I'm Solomon Toby, and I'll be pitching along on P&G. That's Procter & Gamble. Yeah. Procter & Gamble is headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, and they're listed on the New York Stock Exchange, part of the consolidated stocks. Okay, sir.
So whenever you're picking the headquarters of your company, go and look for where they are from. P&G is not an American company, is it? P&G is an American company, actually. I think it's a European company. So you look for the headquarters, like, so they could be trading on like 4 or 5 different exchanges because you're raising money across different exchanges. But it's always best to look for where they are from. Procter and
Cincinnati, Ohio,
Ohio.
Ohio, US.
Okay, all right. I thought I mixed up with something else. Go ahead. Are you going to start all over again?
Yeah.
Yeah, start.
Okay, hi, I'm Solomon Toby, and I will be pitching along on P&G, Procter & Gamble. Yes, Procter & Gamble is a consumer good product, and they are in the sector is the skincare products industry, whatever. Blah, blah, sorry. Okay, so Procter & Gamble is listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and they're part of the consolidated stocks. This company, like I said earlier, they are into skincare products. As we know, women are really women are their base customers for those products. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm lost.
Flow. Just
Okay.
give them Sakama Jila.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I pitched along on Procter & Gamble. Owing
No revenue numbers, no
Yeah, that's what I
EPS,
want
no
to do now.
profits.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, I pitched along on Procter & Gamble owing to the fact that their earnings per share increased year on year 2% to 0.95, and their revenue, their sales. Yeah, that revenue, yeah, it increased by 4% year on year to whatever the price is. Yeah. So based on that, what increased their sales was their R&D, their research and development. They invested in it, and aside that, they came up with a campaign to reach out to women and use a better organic products for their products. So like I said earlier, on the stock exchange, the present share price is 77.43. That's their share price. And in the next 2 weeks, I am pitching that. No, what's the right thing to say on fair?
I assume that.
I'm already
Good afternoon, panel. Good afternoon, blah, blah, blah. I'm here to pitch along on P&G. P&G is a fast-moving consumer good based out of Ohio, Cincinnati, listed on the New York Stock Exchange and a member of the Dow 30. They're into cosmetic products for female, but they have other products in the market for different demographics. The company has seen tremendous growth over the last 3 years, driven in part with the launch of their products in new markets in India and China, and targeting women in those countries, giving them an additional access to about 1.1 billion consumers. Revenue over the last 2 years has grown significantly from 10 billion to 15 billion in the next year, and then 18 billion in 2017, and then costs have dropped significantly due to more efficient management and cutting down of loose segments that were not generating money. The company had an EPS of $14 per share 2 years ago, and that's grown significantly 20 and 25% year on year in 15 and 16. I'm forecasting that this is a long because they announced during the last earnings call that they have just released the new product into new markets, and they see revenue forecast of about 30 billion for that product across the new segment. I'd advise that we should go on a long, hold it for 2-3 weeks, going on the price of $35, hold it with a take profit in mind of like $45 and a stop loss of $25 over the next 2 weeks. Thank you. Can we do that?
I should do
Clap
that.
for no. That's
Thank you.
next.
You.
When you get ready, tell me. Should I start? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Precious.
and I'm here to pitch going long on Stanbic Holdings. Stanbic Holdings is a financial services firm with subsidiaries in banking, investments, corporate financing, wealth management, trusteeship, and
It's enough. Go ahead.
so the trade on NSE, Nigeria Stock Exchange, and also the LSE 30. Is a member of the Standard Group, which is one of Africa's largest banks with companies in over 20 countries in Africa, 15 outside Africa. Stanbic Holdings had a really great year in the first quarter of 2018, owing to the fact that its revenues went up by 22% at 350 billion plus, increasing its total assets to 1.4 trillion at 44%, which was less than that as at the first quarter of 2017. Its wealth and asset management also increased, owing to more investors gaining confidence in the firm by 14% to 6.6 billion naira, which also increased the banking sector with an increase of 1.4% in savings and current account openings. Its price to book ratio is presently at 2.5, which is the highest of any Nigerian bank or firm, due to the increased confidence in the company by investors. And it has its earning per share at 5% and its dividend ratio at 1%, which is 0.5% above which it was last year, 2017. So on its cash flow, it spends more in the financing sector. It has more future assets prospects. So in future years, I assume so definitely I would advise you go long on Stanbic Holdings. I'm going to go into the market. Okay, presently its share price is at 48 naira rather. So definitely to enter the market at 48 naira and then go long and expect an increase of 4 naira. It is a stop loss at 46 naira. Thanks, guys.
Clap for him. I'll correct him now. No, not yet. Let me correct you. I need to send email quickly. 1 second. So you go, good afternoon. Stanbic Group is a Pan-African financial conglomerate headquartered in South Africa, but with a very fledgling outfit in Lagos. They are into investments, banking, insurance, and a suite of other financial products. The company has performed incredibly well over the last 3 years since the banking consolidation. They've gone from revenues of about 13 billion and asset under management of about 100 billion to about 15 billion and 150 billion, driven by a strong management team that's been consistent in delivering returns over the last 3 years. The company's investment arm has seen growth of over 2,000% since inception in 2015, making them the largest asset manager in Nigeria, which is true actually. Stanbic has consistently found ways to cut down costs over the last 3 years, boosting their EPS from about $35 naira in 2015 to about 50 naira in 2017. They paid a dividend of about 36 naira last year. I'm proposing a long because Stanbic is now launched a new product called Stanbic Automatic Magic Pensions that helps blah 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 blah, and they're scaling fast across Nigeria with an intention of going Pan-Africa over the next 3 years. I'll propose a long and hold over the next 6 months as they unveil these new products with a target price of about $60 in mind, and I'll put a stop loss at $25. Thank you. Next. Chop chop, it's almost time to close. I need to go to be back to my wife and kids. Why are they laughing?
Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Desola.
Okay.
I've been pitching on the Onion Oil established in
Why you all pitching local stocks?
I'm pitching on the Como Oil
Yeah, you did GSK, okay.
established in 1979 and was incorporated in established in 1976 and was incorporated in 1979. It was listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange market with a current price of 94 naira. And I'll go long and hold on this based on three proposition or three programs. First, based on what their products. Two, the government policy on agricultural sector and the company itself. So on the products, palm oil production, we know that palm oil is like palm tree. The palm tree is good on its own. Like the leaves are used for like the factory and lactation centers. They can also engage in the company. That's the intent, and also they use it in pharmaceutical products and cosmetics. And currently they are with 3,000. They occupy 3,000 hectares of land, which is an hectare is 15 plots. So 3,000 hectares of land, out of which only 22,000 is being used now, which gives them the opportunity to grow, to expand with 11,000 more hectares of land to actually further this production. Not only that, they are also in partner. Their major partner is Sofinam Limited with 53.32% in their shares, and also it has also been in existence for over 102 years in technical aspect, and the first industrial company to invest in Africa and other Asian countries like Indonesia. Okay. Yes. So the company is going to benefit on future economic agricultural policy, which like the ANCOS graph established by under Buhari's administration by the central bank, and also they've been able to make when we check from year to year their profits
Bad market.
from the profit to now market. Everybody knows diversification of the economy now, so it's going well. They've been able to make profits right from the beginning of their the beginning of their trading and their existence. So with current market price, with any per share of 8 naira and PE ratio of 8 naira, 8 point something, and any per share of 10.2 with current dividend pay of 3 naira. So I think that's why you should go down.
Clap for him.
It's cold.
It's cold again. Next.
Good evening, I'm Abdul Basit. Pitching on Zendesk. Zendesk is an online customer service company headquarters in San Francisco, California, United States, traded on New York Stock Exchange and a component of the Russell 2000 index. The company offers online customer services to major multinational companies, major technology multinational companies in the United States, like Uber, Facebook, OLX, and the likes. The company has been able to grow its revenue year on year, 2016 to 2017 by over 20% and reduce costs and increase its profit by over 30%. And the EPS has been also been increased by over 20% year on year from 2016 to 2017. And dividend per share also follow the same suit. The company, I'm pitching long because the company is able to enter new contracts with major technological companies as a result of various contracts with existing companies. As at the end of 2017, the company has 199,000 paying customers servicing over 150 countries. I will currently enter the trade at $54.67 with a stop loss at $25 and take profit at $67. Thank you.
Clap for him. That's about the clearest ahead. Yes, my job is done. Since he's done it, you got it right. Next. Next. Are you a techie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Samuel, and I'm here to pitch on General Electric.
G is not a tech company.
Yeah, it's not a tech company.
Okay, right.
General Electric, and well, I want to pitch to go short on the stock for like 3 months.
But for the next 10 years, that's it. Okay, useless.
For 3 months. Well, G is an American multinational conglomerate, headquarters at Boston, Massachusetts. Number of employees of 313,000 and a net income of $5.79 billion, with an operating income of $8.79 billion. Well, GE products range from aircraft, engines, power generation, oil and gas equipment production to medical imaging, financing and industrial products. Its two main products are both from power and renewable energy, such as oil and gas and liquefied natural gas. It's under the Dow Jones Industrial Average and is going to be boosted out of the average as of Tuesday, 26th of June. The company is actually in the middle of a massive restructuring. Its CEO, John Flannery, is trying to engineer a turnaround, which includes sales and spin-off of part of the company portfolio. And the plans are to focus on rebuilding around the three of its core business, which is the aviation, the business, and the healthcare business. GE also announced plans to offload its transportation business to Wabtec in a deal valued at $11.1 billion, in which GE received an upfront of about $2.9 billion payment in cash. Private equity firm Veritas Capital to acquire a GE healthcare unit for $1.05 billion in cash. GE portfolio remains under scrutiny after ending 2017 with $95 billion in debt outstanding. So it has a revenue of 1.1 to 1.6 billion and a market capital of 113.3 billion, a dividend share of 12 cents per share, okay, and an EPS of minus 0.36, which reduced by a percentage of 30% and an ROE, return on equity of minus 4.69%, which reduced by 51% from last quarter, and its net margin of minus 2.27%. Well, as at Thursday, GE was expected to make a significant announcement about its future by the end of second quarter, and GE stock rose 0.3% to $12.80 per share in trading on Friday, and are tracked to decline 4% this week. So the reason from all what I've said, what I would advise is to go short for a period of 3 months on GE stock.
What does Chineke done to you?
I don't know try to pitch G.
Okay, let me do G. Good afternoon. I'm here to pitch a shot on GE. GE is a global conglomerate founded over 2 centuries ago in blah 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 America. Its headquarters is in Cincinnati, Ohio, and it's listed on the New York Stock Exchange. And well, used to be a member of the Dow, but was kicked out last week. GE has had a very horrible past 3 years, leading to the departure of the former CEO and the appointment of the new CEO, John Flanagan. He has struggled to turn around the company, even by shedding units, but the company hasn't seen a reversal in fortunes as revenues have dropped 30% in 15-16 and 20% in 16-17. This loss in revenues have been driven by stronger competition across various parts of their businesses, driven by upsurge in companies like Honeywell, blah, 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 eating seriously into their margins. GE shared about 20% of its employees over the last 2 years to reduce costs and see whether they can kickstart the company. But unfortunately, it hasn't worked properly. Revenue forecast for this year still stands about 20% less than what it was last year, and the restructuring hasn't worked so far. I'll be proposing a shot on GE, target price of about 20% less than what it is now, which is about, say, $80 with a stop loss that's somewhere at 101. I'll be holding this trade for 1 year as I don't see any immediate restructuring or immediate turnaround in the company's fortunes. Thank you. G is actually bleeding, so if you can pitch a G short, we'll go and get the actual numbers. That might be a good pitch. G is bleeding, seriously. They've been bleeding for 3 years. So yeah, they were kicked out of the Dow last week, or the Nasdaq, one of them. They're no longer...
They're going to be on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, exactly. So if you can put G and make a good case for a short, that would be a good short pitch. Next. Yeah, more than one person can take it. I mean, you guys are not engaged at the same time. But the one is if more than one person takes it, then you guys are competing directly. So when you go and pitch to the same person, he's just going to pick the better pitch. Next. Right.
Hi, I am a top advisor, and I'll be teaching on Dangote Cement PLC.
Danksem.
Dangote Cement PLC is a producer of cement and operates plants.
Why is the voice shaking? Are you scared?
No.
Good.
It's shaking. Alright, Dangote Cement PLC is a producer of cement and operates plants for the preparation, manufacture, and distribution of cement and related products. It is traded on the Nigerian Stock Exchange market. And year on year, revenues have increased 30% from 600 billion naira to 800 billion naira, and net income has increased 32% from 300 billion naira to 900 billion. What making me laugh? Alright. Earnings per share increased 10% and dividend increased 10%. Currently, Dangote Cement is trying to expand across Africa in major countries like Senegal, Liberia, Tanzania, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, amongst others. So the major reason why I'm pitching long is because eventually at the end of the day, once they expand, the probability that revenues will increase for the company. Then the current price is about 225 naira per share. So
Dangote Cement is like one of the easiest pitches. I mean, after getting all your numbers, you can always say why you're going long. Dangote is aggressively pushing into new markets. I mean, and it's scaling massively, acquiring smaller cement companies across Africa. So your story should be about how it's already the biggest company in the Nigerian stock market. It's already the biggest company in Nigeria. Yeah, local company. So it's pushing into new markets to capture markets in Africa, and so there's actually a lot to say.
They're trying to put it into the London Stock Exchange.
Exactly. It's trying to list in the LSE and stuff. So it's a better to me. I'm tired. I'm not going to do the entire picture again. Next. but I mean, this is it. What you guys do after today is go back, play your stock, practice, actually with your real numbers, get someone to listen to you and correct you. And I still have one more class. That last class. We do it from morning till night. You're doing dancing. Go ahead. Good.
Okay, so I'll be going on Dancing. Dancing is a cement company.
Of course it is.
The cement company traded at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. It's traded at the Nigerian Stock Exchange market. It's the biggest in the Nigerian Stock Exchange market.
Owned by billionaire Aliko Dangote, owned by the richest black man.
It's recorded, Dancing recorded a revenue of 805 billion, up by 31% from 614 as at 2016. The profit before tax rose by 60% from 180 billion to 290 billion, while profit after tax grew by 43% to 204 from 142. Dan Cement recorded 179 billion dividend, which translated to 10 naira 50 kobo per share, up from 8 naira 70 kobo from the previous year. It recorded a profit of about 204 billion, up 43% from 142 in 2016. And this is due to the fact that there's been an improvement in sales and also logistics. So I'll be going long on Dan Cement. That's part of it. It's the part.
Okay.
The part of choosing which amounts.
Yeah, so what's the stock trading at now? That's a random number you pull from your head now.
10.
What's it trading at now? Down to this cement. 10 naira. That's impossible.
Is it any per share? It's 225.
What's the actual stock right now?
The share price of the stock market.
Yeah, it's 225.
So what's your take profit? How long do you think you need to hold it for?
3 months.
You can say 300 now. That's like a 25% increase. It's overpriced already. Now with this stock. Next. I need to go and sleep. It's already past 5. So I mean, you guys just keep practicing, and then don't forget my grading results every Friday. What happens to them? I should give, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to write a couple of stocks on the board for you guys to pick from. If you like, you guys pick the same thing. And I'll put long, short. No, what? Listen.
I'll be teaching going long on Zenbank. Zenbank is a large financial service provider in Nigeria and I'm from West Africa. It is engaged in the function of banking and other financial services to corporate and customers. As at 31st December 2016, total assets is about 44.7 trillion naira. The shareholder equity is about 616 million naira. The share of the stock of the company is currently listed on Nigerian Stock Exchange and also the London Stock Exchange. It's trades on NSE 30. The highlights of the bank group's operating result of the year 2016 show that the gross revenue increased by about 47%. from to 745 billion naira against 508 billion naira recorded in the preceding year, which is December 31st, 2016. It's actually one of the tier one banks, one of the 5 tier 1 banks in Nigeria. It's actually the bank actually cost is actually dedicated to reducing costs, and that's which has shown that, which was at least evidenced by the reduction in the cost to income ratio, which declined by about 1.7% year on year, from about 53.8% in Q3 2016 to about 52.9% in Q3 2017. Alright, so the bank is actually one of the innovative banks, commercial banks in Nigeria, which is committed to improving, developing innovative products such as easy share across accounts, easy save trading accounts, and the likes, which will give access to India customers the access that the corporate clients also have. The share currently trades about 25 naira 90 kobo on the stock exchange, and the EPS is about 5.98, and last weekend report is about 2 naira 5 per share. Alright, so I'll be going long on Zenith Bank. I'll be entering trade at 25.9. My stock loss is about 25 naira 80 kobo, and my take profit will be about 25 naira, about 26 naira. Thank you.
Question. Last.
My name is Dasha Bebinde, and I'll be teaching going on Calvin Nigeria PLC. Calvin Nigeria PLC is a company which has historically, the last 2 years and the past 5 years, has been making a loss, but due to the change of the management team in February last year, the company has bounced back from its loss making, from its previous loss making, and has been making profit. It made profit this past year. Based on last year's financial statement, the company made a 200% return on its profit, and it made a 10% increase in sales. This year it is expected to make an additional 20% increase in sales and a further 35% increase in last year's revenue.
So sometimes you now say driven by.
It's mainly driven by the change in management. The change.
Yeah, but what did the change in management do? So you can say they introduced new products, you can say they became more efficient.
They didn't introduce new products, but they became more efficient. They became more efficient, and they drove on guys. They drove into their main customers, which are children, because their major products are Bonfita, Tom Tom, and 3-in-1 chocolate. So the new management went invested fully in their customers, their major children, especially in the north. And they invested over 60 million last year, and they made more investment this year. Due to what I've mentioned, the outlook for the coming year is better. And also, as a last week, 2 weeks ago, due to the indebtedness the previous management took on, the management made a lot of debt, a lot of refinancing costs, which affected their shares. 2 weeks ago, they went into their all-time year low of 10.25 naira, and as of today, they've made a 30% return. They are presently trading at 13 naira. The outlook is bright, and I see this company at the end of the financial year. By the time their improved performance is released, to go above the year high of 18 naira. I see them trading at 19 to 20 naira, and I will take my stop loss at 10 naira.
Class is over. My email is there. Send me your stocks every Friday night. Please don't gamble. Practice your stock pitch well. What is my next class? Let me have to be to it. Practice your stock page. Send me your stocks before midnight on Friday. If you don't send it by Friday, I won't look at it. I won't have time. I can't look at it. Send me this. Market closes by 10 on Friday night. Send me your screenshot before midnight. That's the only time I have to look at it. If not, I won't look at it. Practice your stock pitch. If you have any issues, you can call me. You can only call me between Friday and Sundays. You can call me, so you can call me, for example, that you want to pitch your stock to me, I'll listen. I'll post Twitter, you to call me back later, but I'll finally pick up and I'll listen to you. So you can call me to practice your stock pitch. Stock pitch is very important because it's a very important component of your interview. So you have to perfect it. Make sure you can tell a story, make sure you can put the right numbers in, make sure you use a lot of percentages to show you know what you're talking about, make sure you compare a lot of year on year, 15 versus 16 percentage growth and stuff. It shows you know what you're talking about and it shows you did your research. We good? Yeah. Have a lovely evening. Done. Oh.